College baseball players, of course we're going to steal second.
We're Brevard College baseball players. Of course we're out of fruit snacks by the second inning.
We're Brevard baseball players. Of course we love strikeouts. We're Brevard baseball players. Of course we hit home runs.
We're Brevard College baseball players. We love our supporters.
Thank you.
And welcome, everyone. A very pleasant good afternoon here live from Gil Cone Field, the third and final game of a three-game opening weekend matchup between the Averett Cougars and the Brevard College Tornadoes, coming live your way on a sunnier day here in Brevard. Pretty overcast doubleheader yesterday, but the NATOs are getting ready to rock here against the Averett University Cougars. It'll be pretty much the same lineup for the Tornadoes with Clark, Morton, and Ayler in the top three. Frankie Vasquez in the cleanup spot with Granada and Pridmore right behind him. And then CP Pyle in the 7-hole. Baylor Wyatt getting his first start of the year in the DH spot in the 8-hole. And then Davis Bryson, who had a really, really solid day yesterday in that 9-hole, manning second base. For Averett, it's Brant Brophy, Trevor Testerman, and Chris Bird. The first three, then Gavin Colwell hitting cleanup. Jack Turner and Preston Robbins right behind him. Kevin Ziske in the 7th spot hit a home run yesterday, and then Caden Grider and Mason Williams. Final game between these two teams. NATO's looking to advance to 3-0 and sweep the opening series of the year. Donning their black uniforms here today, I will be joined by Eli Carr. We'll have Brett Burchett on for a lot of the broadcast today. And just a heads up, actually, I will only be calling the first about hour or so of the game, and then we're going to pass it over to Eli Carr, Brett, and possibly even Blake Burchett. We got a star-studded cast here today as we approach this final game of a three-game set between the Cougars and the Tornadoes. Back here in just a moment. Game time just a couple of minutes away. NATOs and Cougars on a Saturday afternoon. And there you have it, folks, the national anthem and the starting lineups for both these teams, and a chance to see an arm that we have not gotten a chance to look at before, and that is Blake Altshuler, the freshman on the mound for the Tornadoes, 6'4", 230, out of Concord, North Carolina, the right-hander on the bump. And I would ask Eli what we're expecting to see from this guy, but we've never seen him before. He's obviously first career college appearance, first career college start, but with that big, imposing 6'4" frame, wouldn't be surprised if this is the guy with kind of that big arm like we were talking about yesterday.
Absolutely, Brady. I'm hoping to see some Chad today. I'm hoping to see some high and tight fastballs today.
74 degrees with a high chance of cheese. Love it. And from left to right across the diamond, we've got Frankie Vasquez, Luke Morton, Davis Bryson, and Cale Ayler, most of the usual suspects. Got Kenny Pridmore back behind the dish, catching Altshuler. And then from left to right in the outfield, Granada, Clark, and C.P. Pyle, who reached base all 5 times to the plate yesterday afternoon in the second game of the doubleheader. And Altshuler will be greeted to begin his college career by Brant Brophy, Trevor Testerman, and Chris Bird. And Brophy just about ready to get into the box here. Averett sporting their yellow uniforms, navy numbers, white piping with the white pants. And as for the Tornadoes, donning the all blacks with the gray brims. And we are just about ready to get underway here. Altshuler getting some final words and encouragement from 2 of the leaders of this team, Frankie Vasquez and Cale Ayler. They retreat to their spots, and we are just about ready to play ball here at Gilcone Field. 11:57 as Altshuler unloads his first pitch, and it's sent on the ground over to Morton. He takes it on a bounce, fires across to Ayler, and he makes the play for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out to begin the college career of Blake Altshuler.
Can't think of a much better way to start there, Brad.
Absolutely not. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's efficiency, and now it'll be Trevor Testerman, the second baseman for Averett. A lot warmer day than we've been accustomed to these last couple of weeks here in Brevard.
Yeah, it's a refreshing day in the B today.
It's a bad day to wear a Carhartt. I don't know anybody that would have done that, but
unless your name's Cale Ayler, then you're rolling up with the Carhartt gloves today.
It's Cale Ayler's staple. 1-0 drills Testerman. And so there's,
goodness.
If we had our hit by pitch bingo board from yesterday, there's 1 circle crossed off. As Testerman makes his way over to first, and it'll be Chris Bird. Bird played in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday, hit a home run in the 8th off of Cameron Cook, also reached on a hit by pitch. Other than that, not much going for him. Reached on an error, grounded out to Cale Ayler, and struck out in his other 3 trips, but did send one over the wall in right field in the 8th inning. And now he stands in against the freshman Altshuler, dealing with his first runner early on here. First pitch, check swing from Bird, and he does not go around, so ball 1 as that one missed low.
How you doing today, Brady? I haven't seen you this morning. You doing good today?
I'm feeling pretty good, ready for an exciting day of Tornado Athletics. Got to bounce out of here for a women's basketball game in just a little bit as that one paints the outside corner. Pretty big one for the Brevard College women's, taking on Methodist, 2 of the top 4 teams in the USA South Conference. Brevard men's on the road, taking on Methodist, not quite as strong on the men's side. As Altshuler heads back over to first, and Ayler puts the tag on him. It's a successful pickoff move by Blake Altshuler, and Trevor Testerman got caught sleeping and is going to head back to the dugout as a result.
It's good to hear you're doing good today, Brady.
Oh, I'm doing awesome.
It's also good to hear we have a busy day of NATO sports on campus as well.
Absolutely. As that one misses outside on the breaking ball. I'm having a better day than Trevor Testerman is right now after getting picked off by the freshman. Hitters count here to Chris Bird and the 2-1 offering. Misses outside again, and it seems like right now, these first couple of pitches when Altshuler is missing, it's to that arm side.
Yeah, he's got to settle and adjust. He'll be all right.
3 balls and a strike, 2 away, nobody on here in the top of the first. As Bird watches one paint the outside corner, and now the count runs full. Bird, another guy with the colorful batting gloves. You see the reds. Similar to Cale Ayler's yellow, CP Pyle's brown. Payoff pitch. Got him looking on the outside corner, strike 3. Bird doesn't have much of an argument, shakes his head and walks off to the dugout. Retired in order are the Averett Cougars. Blake Altschuler with a successful first career college inning, scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on for the Cougars. We head to the bottom of the first. It'll be Logan Clark, Luke Morton, and Cale Ayler in a scoreless tie. Home half of the first, it'll be the Tornadoes taking their first cuts against number 32, Tim Schwer. Averett trying to protect against some Schwer and tear here against the Tornado offense. Boom. Logan Clark to lead things off, center fielder for the Tornadoes. Logan was 4 for 6 in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday, all singles, 2 of them of the RBI variety. And the first pitch from Schwer is right down the middle for strike one. Logan also got career stolen base number 50 yesterday in that second game on a double steal by him and Luke Morton as a breaking ball is sent over to the left side, picked up by Brophy, and he throws on the first for out number 1. So similar to Brant Brophy, who started things off for Averett, a very early leadoff ground out to short. As Luke Morton digs in for his first cuts of the afternoon. 9-inning ball game here today. Had a 7-inning and a 9-inning contest yesterday. But we'll play a full 9 here at Gilcone Field this Saturday as Morton swings and hits one off the hands back foul. And for Schwer, a sophomore, 6'4", 220 out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. Pretty similar frames for the two starting pitchers today as Morton gets one hanging up and sends it down the right side out of play. Morty had a solid day yesterday. 2 for 4 in the second game. Also had a sacrifice fly and a walk. And an 0-2 hole here, though. Swings and misses that one down low. And no, I'm going to say Luke got a piece of the bat on that one. Stays alive. Not secured in the mid, so we'll do it again.
What a beautiful day here today to play some baseball.
It is. It's good weather here in Brevard. Not super cold or windy. Another 0-2 from Schwer. There's a breaking ball whacked into the gap in left center field. Morton's going to dig around first, and he will get extra bases here as the throw comes in, and Morton gets in standing to second, a one-out double. Morty with his first extra base hit of the year. A double here in game number 3, inning number 1. We'll bring up a guy who we've really been waiting on to do some damage like we're used to. 1 for 6 in the second game yesterday, and the biggest power threat in this Tornado lineup, Cale Ayler, the first baseman. First pitch on the outside corner to Kale. Okay, if he has a cold zone, it's right there. So he lays off.
Both pitchers are finding strikes on very early in counts right now, and it's a good thing to see if you're both head coaches.
Yep, what we talked about yesterday as a pickoff attempt comes into second, wheeling around there with Schwer, and Luke Morton slid back in feet first to the second base bag to make it. I think Kayla Ayler's a big Wiz Khalifa fan.
I don't know.
He's got black and yellow.
Maybe.
Should ask him.
Maybe. It looks more like
Are we doing this again?
looks more like a Jason Aldean guy down there or something like that.
Yeah. Big Travis Tritt
Yeah,
enjoyer.
yeah, something like that. Big country.
1-1 from Schwer. Outside again to Kale Ayler. This one misses the zone. And folks, once again, we'll kind of have a passing of the torch here midway through the broadcast. About an hour into the ball game, we'll have some combination of Eli Carr, the Burchetts, and that one is off the glove of Brophy on the pickoff attempt. Luke Morton is going to get to third, and we'll hit the brakes right there. That's an E1 against Schwer. And just like that, the Tornadoes have a man 90 feet away with one out here in the bottom of the first. And Kale Ayler at the dish. Isn't that so rude when, as an announcer, you're in the middle of a sentence and then they do something crazy to make you get off of it?
Does that fire you up, Brady?
Maybe a little bit. Hitters count here to Kale Ayler as he sends one, a cue shot, straight back foul off the end of the bat. Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know who all is going to be here on here. Eli Carr, the Burchetts. We're hearing whispers about Brevard College baseball alumnus Ben Melton. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see who comes on. You never know what you're going to get here at Gil Cone Field, as that one just misses off the outside, and the count runs full. Schwer thought he had a pitch there, and I think in the back of Kale Ayler's mind, he probably thought so too.
Yeah, that's a tough one to take right there with 2 strikes, especially painting the black right there. And good eye by Kale Ayler.
Schwer with a payoff pitch. Sent in the air, left field, will be deep enough to score. Morton going back on it is Colwell, and it's going to drop at the warning track. Morton will jog home. Ayler will have a double. And so back-to-back 2 baggers for the Tornadoes. Give them an early 1-0 lead here in Game 3 of the series. Good approach there by Kale Ayler, I felt like. Waited for his pitch, didn't chase the outside stuff that you know he doesn't like. But then when he had to take the bat head out there on the outside corner a little bit, he drove it to the opposite field and nearly put one into the Tornado bullpen.
Yeah, that was a great job by Kale. 2-strike hitting, poking it backside. Really not poking, but nuking it backside. Good for the guy.
Here's Frankie Vasquez, who sends one deep in the air, left field. Going back on it, Colwell tracing it at the track, and that one's gone. Frankie Vasquez with a round tripper, and it's 3-0 Tornadoes. First of the year for number 19. Ayler will come across to score. It's 3-0, and the Tornadoes have pounced on Schwer early.
Mr. Suave coming in big for the Nados there in that 4-hole. Sending one right into the Nados bullpen out there. You know, that's a relieving feeling, Coach Vic, seeing the men who went, 1 for 10, 2 for 10 yesterday, and that's in that second game combined, I believe, or was it on the day?
1 for 10, game number 2 for Ayler and Vasquez.
Yeah, and I mean, seeing a double, a stand-up double, an RBI stand-up double, and then a home run right there, that's what you love to see from your 3-4-hole hitters.
Tornadoes getting a lot of good slug right now, and the line moves on to Lucas Granada in that 5 spot, who sends one deep foul down the right side. And it feels like the Tornadoes early on here have a beat on what Tim Schwer is trying to do.
And hitting is contagious. Hitting is contagious. You just pass that bat down to the next guy. And curious to see how Granada could follow that act up by Vasquez and Ayler right there.
That one misses low and inside to Granada, even in the count up. And we've seen it so many times with this offense. If one guy gets going, all 9 of them do. And very complimentary offense.
Absolutely.
1-1 here to Granada. Misses low, 2 balls and a strike. Another hitter's count for the Tornadoes, something that we harped on yesterday, but they've been really good at early on, is getting into favorable counts, making a pitcher make a pitch, and a lot of time against this lineup, they honestly can't.
It's tough when you have 1 through 9 who can just put the bat on the ball.
Granada sends one over to the left side, picked up by Grider, who throws across, and a nice scoop there by Chris Bird for out number 2. So 5-3 put out there of Granada, and now it'll be up to Kenny Pridmore to keep this first inning alive. That's already seen 3 runs plated for the NATOs. Kenny was 2 for 5 in the second game yesterday after going 2 for 3 in game number 1. So 4 for 8 on the day for Kenny, who takes strike 1. And exactly what you want to see from a guy who's kind of trying to pick up that mantle of tornado catching. Him and Jennings. 0-1 here to Pridmore. Misses outside, a ball and a strike. I mean, we saw some catchers running out here yesterday, too. We saw Hayden Jennings and Kenny Pridmore both with the wheels on more than one occasion. 5-tool players.
Athletes.
Yeah. 1-1. Pridmore takes low, 2 balls and a strike, and another advantageous count for a tornado hitter. Pridmore digs in. Now 2-1 from Schwer. It's fouled back, and count evens up at 2.
Yeah, he was pretty locked in on that pitch right there. Just maybe a little underneath it or something like that. Just fouled back.
If Pridmore reaches, it'll be C.P. Pyle on deck, who had a really good second game yesterday. 2-2 comes home. Pridmore in the air. Shallow foul ground, and Bird will make the catch right in front of the Averett bullpen. So 3 runs come across for the Tornadoes on 3 hits, none left on, and the highlight of the inning, Frankie Vasquez with his first 4-bagger of the year, bringing home Cale Ayler and extending the Tornado lead to 3-0. Early cushion for Blake Altshuler, the freshman, who had a really efficient first inning, and we'll see what he's got in store for inning number 2. 3-0 Tornadoes as we head to the top of the second. Top of the second here, and Blake Altshuler going to look to add on to what he did in the first inning. Retired the side in order in just 9 pitches. And for reference, Tim Schwer for Averett through 21, trying to labor through that first inning where he allowed 3 runs, including a crank shot from Frankie Vasquez to make it 3-0. That one paints the outside corner, and Altshuler picking up right where he left off here against Gavin Colwell. Colwell drove in a run yesterday. Takes one low. That one hits the inside corner. Breaking ball from Altshuler. Ball and 2 strikes here to Gavin Colwell. Altshuler shakes off Kenny Pridmore. And he likes what he sees, and he deals. Just misses the outside corner. I think Altshuler wanted that one. Tornado dugout, a little bit of encouragement down there. Count even up at 2 apiece. Kicks in, fires. And that one fouled back. Colwell staying alive. Averett still searching for their first hit. Cleanout man Colwell up there right now. Long stare in, a pause, and now the pitch. Misses outside, and a full count coming here for Altshuler.
Yeah, he just needs to work it back in a little bit over the plate. Not a bad miss, just a little too far outside.
Another payoff delivery here from Altshuler. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Altshuler to end the first and to begin the second. One looking, one swinging, and now here's Jack Turner. And
that is Ched right there from Blake, man. It's a great job by Altshuler right there, just blowing it by him.
first pitch here to Turner, a swing and a miss, changing up speeds on him right there. Turner played in the first game yesterday, went 1 for 3, doubled in his first at-bat. After that, lined out and struck out. Altshuler comes home with the 0-1. Misses the inside corner, 1-1. 1-1. Breaking ball sent back. And Altshuler right now, it's early on. This is only the 5th hitter that he's faced, but looks really comfortable out there. I think we've seen a lot of these guys that visibly you can see them kind of pressured and nervous, and it doesn't look like that for the freshman right now out there. 1-2 is roped on a bounce over to Bryson, who throws on the first for out number 2.
No, I absolutely agree, Brady. He looks very settled in very early on. He's throwing strikes. He's hitting the strike zone. He's hitting ground balls. I mean, he's pitching very well early on in this contest.
He doesn't look afraid to challenge these Averett hitters.
I think he's very confident in what he can throw across that plate. He's saying, me versus you, and I'm going to win. And you can see that, and that's crazy coming from a freshman, the confidence.
It's kind of like what Connor Crosby was telling us yesterday. He said he wanted to be better than everybody that stepped into the box. As that one just misses, it looks like Altshuler is adapting that same mentality. Altshuler, rather. As that one is shot over towards the Tornado dugout. Ball and a strike here to Preston Robbins, the backstop for Averett. Altshuler gets it in there for strike 2.
That off-speed's looking strong for him right now.
It is, what is that, a changeup he keeps hitting the outside part of the plate with?
It's hard to tell from up here. It almost looks like a changeup or potentially a breaking ball.
The 1-2. Misses high and tight. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 away and nobody on here in the top of the second. Comes home with the 2-2. Got him looking, strike 3. Third strikeout on the first 2 frames for Blake Altshuler. And with a 3-0 lead, he will take it back into the dugout before his 3rd inning of work. Tornado bats coming back up here. It'll be the bottom 3 in the lineup, Pyle, Wyatt, and Bryson. When we return, 3-0 Tornadoes in the bottom of the second. Back here for the home half of inning number 2, it'll be C.P. Pyle to start things off. looking to add on to the 3-run first that the Tornadoes saw on offense. First pitch to Pyle is sent out of play down the right side. And for Pyle, taking a look at what he did yesterday in his 5 plate appearances, he was hit by a pitch, he walked, drove in an RBI single, and also had 2 other singles on the day. Was an on-base machine. 0-1, misses somewhere, a ball and a strike. Looked like a pretty good pitch from Schwer.
I think the umpire just indicated that it needs to come up a little bit.
1-1 to the Tornado right fielder is in on the hands, and he sends it back foul. Might have been deceived a little bit there. Looked like Pyle was expecting that one to cut back over the plate, and it never did. One-two offering coming here to CP Pyle. Here it is. Check swing upstairs. He didn't go around. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two here to Pyle. It is set up the middle. Brophy stops it, and he boots it. Brophy has had a really tough time with the glove out there in the field, and it continues here in game number 3. It'll be an error. E6 puts CP Pyle aboard, and now here's Baylor Wyatt. First time we've gotten to see Baylor this season, sitting in the DH role. Saw him in very limited action last season. As he swings and misses at the first pitch. Baylor, real hard-working fella. Glad to see him getting another shot here after not too many opportunities last season. Another guy that I see along with Hayden Jennings at the Fitness Factory all the time. He's told me how excited he is about this season and getting after it as he lifts one foul. Wyatt, a junior, in that designated hitter spot, which it looks like that DH spot when Kenny Pridmore is catching could be a DH by committee, or this early part of the season might honestly be auditions for some guys like Wyatt and Colson Miller. No balls, 2 strikes here to Wyatt. Gets one in the dirt, lays off, and count moves to 1-2.
No, I agree absolutely, Brady. It's almost like Coach Vic is trying to see what his guys have in that DH spot, which could be a potentially crucial spot for the NATOs in their lineup. And
Wyatt cranks one into the right center field gap. Coming on is Williams. He'll make the catch, and Pyle will have to retreat. Wyatt got a good piece of the bat on that one, but could not find a hole, and he's retired for out number 1. Williams has been a pest out there in center field for Tornadoes, looking for extra base hits these last couple of days. That wasn't an extremely outstanding play, but good range and athleticism off of a good jump to take an extra base hit away from Baylor Wyatt. But we were talking about that designated hitter spot as Davis Bryson steps in and Schwer tries to throw back on CP Pyle. But last year it was kind of the same thing. The DH wasn't really revolving for a long time there, and Parker Cruz eventually down the stretch kind of took over that spot and became the everyday designated hitter as Bryson takes strike 1. Remember, Cruz got hot there for 2 or 3 week stretch and hit a couple of home runs. Wonder if there's a Tornado to do that same thing this year, possibly even more consistent, as the 0-1 to Bryson is tapped over towards the pitcher's mound, but they're going to say it hit the plate first. No balls and 2 strikes here to Davis Bryson, who had a really good afternoon yesterday. Bryson 2 for 4 with an RBI single in game 2 after a 1 for 3 performance, including a 2-run RBI single in game 1. Oh, drove in runs in both games. Looking to do the same here out of that 9-hole in game number 3, the final game of the series. Oh, 2 delivery coming here to the Tornadoes second baseman, and instead a throwback over looking at CP Pyle is Tim Schwer. 0-2. Bryson sends it right back where it came from. Schwer on to second for one, and Brophy cannot hang on. Brophy, I'm not trying to slam anybody, but this guy's been an absolute liability in the field for Averett.
I think when you're coming through the bag like that and the ball's a little low, the throw two's a little low, you're probably not looking it in as you should right there because you're trying to roll two, and that's a tough play. That's a tough play all around there.
Absolutely, Eli. So fielder's choice E6 there that Bryson reaches on.
But
and the
3
lineup,
errors early on for Averett is not ideal.
absolutely not. 3 errors in a game, not ideal, but in the first inning and a third, especially not. Logan Clark back up there after grounding out his first time up. He took strike one. Schwer fires one in and finds the zone again, 0-2 to the Tornado center fielder. CP Pyle over there on second after the error. Davis Bryson at first. The 0-2. Clark in the air, center field. Williams going back. He's got plenty of room, and now tagging is Pyle, and he is going to get in standing to third base. So Tornadoes will have men on the corners with 2 away as Luke Morton comes back up. He doubled his first time up and was the first run driven in for the Tornadoes as Cale Ayler sent him home.
Now batting for Tornadoes, the shortstop, number 3, Luke Morton.
Morty had a productive day yesterday, and adding on to that here with the double in the first inning. Chance for his second at-bat in the first 2 frames. Pitch from Schwer. Bryson goes. Throw onto second is nowhere near. Kind of looked like a deke there. Throwing it straight to the shortstop, trying to bait Pyle into hitting home. He did not fall for it.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. They were just trying to get CP to start running so they could make a play at the plate, but base running discipline right there by CP.
1-0 here to Morty. Is roped over the head of Brophy. 1 run comes in. Pyle around third. Bryson, he will score without a play. Chugging for second is Morton, and he's got another double. 2 at-bats, 2 doubles for Luke Morton, the Tornado shortstop, and this one drives in 2 runs to make it a 5-0 ball game.
And he's favoring that gap out there. It's a great job. Great piece of hitting there by Luke Morton out there.
And that's going to be it for Tim Schwer already, I believe. Yes. New pitcher coming in is going to be number 28, Luke Harris. Harris, who we saw in the batting lineup yesterday, both games, will now come in and take the bump for the Cougars as they trail 5-0 after 1 2/3. Not a good day for Schwer, and he's still on the hook for Luke Morton over there at second. We'll step aside for just a moment and return when he is ready to go. NATO's leading at 5-0. Back here for Luke Harris, making his season debut on the mound. We saw him in the batting order twice yesterday in both games. Now seeing him come in to relieve Tim Schwer after an inning and 2/3. Already 5 runs allowed, and he's on the hook for Luke Morton there at second as Cale Ayler takes a big hack on the first pitch he sees and sends it out of play over behind the Tornado dugout. Cale Ayler had an RBI double and then was driven in via the home run as he takes high and outside. Ayler trying to do the same as Luke Morton and add on to that first double with another extra base hit.
Would be ideal.
1-1. Whacked just to the right of the first base line. A ball and 2 strikes here to Cale Ayler, and he's in the hole as he tries to extend this inning. Harris trying to clean up the mess left behind by Schwer with Morton standing at second. 1-2 offering. Outside, 2-2.
This is a tough batter to come in and try and clean a mess up with.
Yeah, not the first guy you want to see out of the pen, but gross character, right?
Something like that.
Count even at 2 apiece with 2 away and a man on second in the bottom of the second as Cale sends one out of play once again. 2s across the board. In a 5-0 ball game here at Gilcone Field. It's already seen Averett commit 3 errors. 2-2. Low and inside. And I have a feeling that Brant Brophy is going to be getting worked hard in the infield drills at Averett University this week.
Yeah, some plays he's had a few tough hops. Others it's been user error, if you will.
Payoff pitch. Ayler takes it looking, strike 3. He tried to sell it running down the first baseline. I think Cale knew he was fooled. As we head to the top of the third, NATO's leading at 5-0 as they push 2 more across via the Luke Morton RBI double. Cale is the first strikeout victim on the Tornadoes today, and he goes down looking. NATO's lead at 5-0. They score 2 runs on 1 hit and leave 1 man aboard. Back here for the top of the third, Blake Altschuler dealing when we get back. Back here for the top of the third, Blake Altschuler back out there. Dealing so far, he's gone through the first 6 hitters in order, and now he faces Kevin Ziske, who waves and misses at the first pitch. Ziske, we saw him in Game 2 yesterday. He sent a home run off of Jacob Thompson in the second inning, and then not much after that. A strikeout, 2 groundouts, and a walk the rest of the way for him. 0-1 misses well outside.
This young man's cruising on the mound right now. It's really good to see. It's got to be a great feeling for Coach Vick, man. I just seen a freshman step up.
Absolutely, as he paints the outside corner to get ahead 1-2. And for Altshuler, it's got to be a really good feeling for him having this kind of lead and the luxury of possessing the offense that this team does on the day that you go out there and give it your best on the mound in your first college start, as Zilski hits one foul over towards the Averett dugout.
I mean, I think he just looks so confident up there, man, and it is so important to have as a pitcher. And I think, honestly, opinionated, roles could be sort of reversed, and I think he'd still be confident. I think he'd still carry himself in an almost unfreshman-like way, and that's so good to see.
That one just misses. 2-2. Already 3 strikeouts for the young freshman. Fouled off again there by Ziski, putting up a good fight. Two balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man here in the third, Kevin Ziski. Long pause, and now Altshuler fires. It's fouled off the other way.
It's a good battle going on right now.
Absolutely. Righty-lefty matchup here. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming here for Altshuler. And here it is. Sent weakly on the ground on a hop over to Morton. He fires quickly on to first, and there's out number 1. Ziski grounds out to Morton, and the good work continues early on here for Altshuler. And like you said, Coach Mike Victory's got to be very happy. He's got to be licking his chops at what he potentially might have here for the next 4 years on the mound.
Absolutely.
Just off this first 2 1/3. Don't want to jump the gun, but the stuff is absolutely there as he pops the mitt for strike 1. Caden Grider at the bat here. Grider reached a couple of times yesterday, a walk and 2 singles in 5 appearances, and now finding strike 2 there is Altshuler getting ahead once again. And that's been the key for him. Getting ahead of pretty much every hitter that he's faced here for the Cougars. The 0-2. Set in the air. High and deep to left. Granada going back at the wall. And there's your welcome to the USA South moment. Welcome to college baseball moment, honestly, as Grider sends one out. A home run to cut the lead to 5-1. And just a little bump in the road, hopefully, for Altshuler. Didn't even seem like a bad pitch. Got out ahead 0-2 and tried to beat him. And it looked like whatever he threw there, Grider was ready for. So the first hit allowed by Altshuler is deposited into the Tornado bullpen. And it's 5-1 as the 9-hole hitter Mason Williams steps into the box.
Yeah, that was great 2-strike hitting there.
That one misses high and tight. Averett trying to get fired up over in the dugout.
A little momentum right there for the Cougars. It's always good to see the long ball come into play.
2 home runs we've seen in this game as Altshuler drops it in the bucket and saw Grider right there, and then Frankie Vasquez in the bottom of the first. Frankie due back up to lead off the next inning when the Tornadoes come up. Check swing there. Didn't go around, and it misses inside. So 2 balls and a strike to Mason Williams. Williams had a double and a single as well as a walk in that second game yesterday. 2-1. Gets the outside part of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes here with 1 away and nobody on. Altshuler sets to the belt, now fires. Bounced in front of Kenny Pridmore. Might have bounced off the mask.
Not the worst pitch there. Not a bad idea. Just
no.
Got away from him a little bit.
New baseball for the hurler on the mound. And now the freshman deals. Misses high and inside, so after 7 straight retired, it is a home run and a walk in back-to-back batters as the lineup card turns back over to Brant Brophy, who has not had his finest showing so far. Grounded out his first time up and a couple of errors already in the field as we play here in the top of the third. Williams over there on first, getting a decent lead. Altshuler recognizes that and takes a little throw over to Cale Ayler. One away here. Altshuler comes set and deals. Foul tip into and out of the mid of Kenny Pridmore. No balls and a strike here to Brophy, the leadoff man. Trevor Testerman on deck as long as Brophy doesn't ground into an inning-ending double play. NATO infield not really shifted for it here, though. Brophy does have speed. Might just try and get the lead runner if the ball is put on the ground. Runner goes, squaring up to bunt and sending it back foul is Brophy. And he won't have another opportunity to do that unless he's just feeling bold with 2 strikes.
It is Saturday, Brady. He might be feeling bold.
It is. You know what Saturdays are for.
Da boys.
Indeed, indeed. No balls and 2 strikes here. 1 away and a man on first. Altshuler comes set at the belt and fires. That one misses high. Pridmore throws behind the runner, but he's able to get back in there safely. Kenny Pridmore kindly telling Mason Williams to get back. Ball and 2 strikes with 1 away here in a 5-1 ball game. Altshuler, the freshman, running into the first difficulty that he's had so far as he rings up Brophy looking for strike 3. So the rough day for Brophy continues here early on, and that's the 4th K for the freshman for out number 2. Trevor Testerman stepping into the box now. He was hit by a pitch earlier on in the ball game. First pitch coming here to Testerman. Instead, another pickoff attempt to first. How did this cat get out the first time when he was on base? What happened? Did he get thrown out stealing? Testerman reached. His first time it was picked off by Altshuler, who misses high and inside, 1-0. Seeing a little bit of Alex Bregman in this guy's stance. 2017 and 2022 World Series champion Alex Bregman. That one misses outside, 2-0 here.
It's a good miss there.
Altshuler, in his 3rd inning of work, his longest, had retired the side in order of the first 2 frames. A couple of bumps here in the second with a home run and a walk sandwich between a ground out and a strikeout looking. Now trying to get that 3rd out. And he gets strike 1 there on a wave and a miss from Testerman.
And Altshuler seems to be producing a lot of swinging and missing right now. And I think it's important to just keep his stuff, you know, interchangeable, working different eye levels, working different speeds. Because unlike the other 2 guys that we've seen this weekend, I think this guy has the ability to blow it by these Averett hitters and any other lineup that he faces.
He's got that electric stuff. 3 balls and a strike. Falling behind the batter Testerman here. Let's see what he comes with. The pitch. Drops in there for strike 2. And this is the other thing. It's the composure, kind of like we had talked about earlier with the confidence and all. But what in the rare cases that he has fallen behind here early on, it's challenged the batter and not just folded and instantly put him on first. He's finding the zone, or at least getting close there, trying to get chases. And another payoff pitch. Runner goes, a check swing, and they're going to say that one missed. Pridmore was ready to throw it down and finish the inning off. An appeal down to the field umpire. He rules that the check swing did not go around. So the second walk here of the 3rd inning for Blake Altshuler, which you don't ever want to account for walks in a game plan, but I'm sure for Coach Mike Victor, he expected a couple of free passes in the first career start.
I agree, but as we saw yesterday, walks are harmful.
Absolutely.
And those are things that you need to prevent early on and often as well.
It is a power threat in the box who sends one over the head of Cale Ayler. It's Chris Bird picking it up in right field as Pyle. He's going to throw it in. Cale Ayler cuts it off, and there will be no play to be had. Mason Williams comes across to score. Testerman moves up to 3rd, and now Averett has men on the corners down 3 with 2 away here in the top of the 3rd. Bird comes through with the RBI single. That was a good job getting it in quickly by C.P. Pyle. And now Coach Mike Victory going to go talk things over with his freshman pitcher. All right, just tell him to take a breath, and you're only 1 out away from getting out of this. You still got a 3-run lead. And that was only the second hit that Altshuler has allowed, but like you said, those walks are killer.
Yeah, they'll hurt just about any pitcher, from Little League to Major League.
Absolutely. That's a staple of baseball. It doesn't matter what level you're playing at. You cannot put guys on via the walk.
Now batting for the Cougars, left fielder number 11.
So now it'll be the cleanup man, Gavin Colwell, who struck out swinging his first time up back in the second. That started the second inning of work, actually, for Altshuler, who's trying to finish his third now with the same victim. First pitch to Colwell gets the inside part of the zone for strike one. Oh and 1, and Altshuler definitely takes his time coming set. Tries to focus up, and a swing and a miss there. Nice breaking pitch from Altshuler, and he's a strike away from limiting the damage here, stopping the bleeding in the top of the third.
I agree about taking his time. It's a different pace than we've seen in our previous 2 starting pitchers here at Gilcone Field.
0-2. Got him swinging, strike 3. Colwell down on strikes for the second time today. 5th strikeout already in the first 3 frames for the freshman. Averett scores 2 runs on 2 hits and leaves 2 on. It's a 5-2 ball game as we head to the home half of the third here at Gilcone Field. NATO's leading it when we get back. Home half of the third, NATO's going to try and put some more runs up on the board after allowing Averett their first 2, still holding a 3-run cushion. And this inning will start off with a man who sent a pearl into the Tornado bullpen in the first inning, Frankie Vasquez. First time he went yah-yah this season. First pitch to Frankie here, and at bat number 2 falls in there for a strike. Luke Harris back out there after recording the final out of the second inning. The righty back to work here after spending time in the lineup the past 2 games. A miss outside there. A ball and a strike here to the Tornado third baseman. One misses outside, 2-1 here to Vasquez. Another hitter's count, another favorable count here. See how the rest of the sequence fares. 2-1 to Vasquez. Thinks about going after it, doesn't, and has one called in the outside corner, which he does not appreciate. You know, Frankie's a fiery guy, and when he doesn't agree with something on the diamond, he's not going to hide it.
Yeah, you're going to know. Absolutely.
2-2 is sent on the ground over into the hole. A diving play by Brophy. The throw on to first is going to pull Bird off the bag. That was actually a really good effort by Brophy out there at short, diving to corral that one, stopping it from getting into left. But nonetheless, it is an infield single for Frankie Vasquez. Hey, Frankie's halfway to the single. You think this guy can leg out a triple later?
Tornadoes left field number 1, Lucas Granada.
Yeah, Frankie's down there visiting our good friend, Jock Pledger.
Jock, I guess the de facto first base coach over there, unless this is a full-time position I don't know about, as Lucas Granada takes ball one outside. And here we go. At this point, we need a graphic on the broadcast to update the Jock Pledger mention tracker, because I swear we've never done a game without mentioning the Brevard legend. I heard they're about to build like 5 statues of this guy on campus as Granada swings and misses a throw behind Vasquez over there at first, keeping him honest. Yeah, I heard he's going to get one in front of MG, one in front of Gilcone Field, one in front of the field house. I heard he was probably going to get one at the entrance to campus, so just something to keep an eye on.
He is a prominent figure here at Brevard College.
Granada swings through one there, 1-2, and absolutely out of Walnut Grove High School in Loganville, Georgia.
A young man by the name of Jockey Pledger, living legend.
Jockey Bernard Pledger at that.
Oh, Bernard.
1-2. We go back. It's fine. 2-2. Now after Harris misses upstairs.
Whipping out the full government on the stream, Brady. It's an interesting technique.
Oh,
there.
man, you got to. He loves it. He really doesn't, but it's okay. Granada takes one upstairs. I really wish we could see Jock Pledger at third. I want to see the technique on the waving somebody home from Pledger. It's
going to be crisp.
It's one of the nuances of being a third base coach. But
word on the street is he practices in front of his mirror.
I have heard that as Granada slaps one in the left field for a base hit. So first 2 are aboard via a single. Vasquez and Granada both. As Kenny Pridmore steps into the box, he popped out his first time up.
Now batting 3 Tornadoes, the catcher number 6, Kenny Pridmore.
And Nato's threatening again here early in the third. 2 on, no out for the Tornado backstop. CP Pyle on deck, Baylor Wyatt in the hole if it gets there. Oh, showing bunt and pulling back and nearly getting his head taken off is Pridmore there. And now time called. An assistant coach for Averett wants to talk things over here. Could be. They've got 3 assistant coaches listed. Obviously, we don't know what any of them look like, so we're just gonna stab. We're gonna be safe here and say it's one of Billy McLaughlin, Gavin Berkheimer, or Tyler Smith. Those are the 3 assistants for Kenny Fleming on the Averett staff. And that's one of them. We don't know which one, but that's one of them. What a guy, getting his pitcher calmed down.
Kind words.
Absolutely. So I'll give a little look over there at Jock Pledger. 1-0 here to Pridmore. Takes high, 2-0. Got to be careful here with Pridmore. Can't just lay one over the dish or he'll make you pay, but you also don't want to walk the guy and load the bases with nobody out after just getting 2 runs back. 2-0 is fouled back. 2 balls and a strike here to number 6. And for Averett, the real issue, there's been issues all over the place, but consistency pitching-wise. And as Pridmore lays down a bunt, it's off of the glove of the pitcher, Harris, and there you go. It's going to be an E1 that Kenny Pridmore reaches on, and the first 3 are aboard here in inning number 3 for the Tornadoes. CP Pyle with a chance to capitalize.
Good things happen when you put the ball in play. That's been on display very early on here for the Natos, with 4 errors accounted for by the Cougars, which that is never a recipe for success here in the realm of the baseball world.
Absolutely not, as Pyle takes a strike on the outside corner. 5-2 ball game on a beautiful sunny Saturday here in Brevard. NATO's 5 runs on 6 hits, no errors. This Pyle chops one over to short, to second for 1. On to first on the bare hand play, and Pyle is not able to beat it out. It is going to be an RBI double play. So 2 for the price of 1 there if you're the Cougars. 63 degrees out here in Brevard.
Now batting for Tornadoes, the DH number 44, Baylor Wyatt.
So 6-4-3. Double play drives in Frankie Vasquez. And now with 2 down, Lucas Granada stands on third. Baylor Wyatt quickly flies one in right field. Retreating back is Ziski at the track. He makes the grab. Baylor Wyatt has gotten a good piece of the bat on both balls that he's hit into the field, and both of them have found the glove of an outfielder deep in the grass. Tornadoes leading it 6-2. They push 1 more run across. 2 hits, 1 left on. And another error by the Cougars. As we head to the top of the 4th, folks, we're going to send it off. Eli Carr, Brett Burchett, possibly Blake Burchett. We're going to have a new crew coming in doing the commentating duties for you. I hope that you all enjoy it. The pleasure of hearing the sultry tones of Brett Burchett. I'm Brady Penn signing off here on this baseball game. Got to head over to the Bosch and call some women's basketball for anybody wanting to tune in to that one. Tornado baseball. NATO's lead at 6-2. Enjoy Brett Burchett and Eli Carr.
And welcome back here to Gilcohen Field. Brett Burchett taking over the mic here for the great Brady Penn here with Eli Carr to call the top of the 4th inning, coming to you here for the Tornadoes. Blake Altschler still on the mound, showing some great stuff for us, coming here in his debut for the Tornadoes, a freshman out of Cox Mill High School there in Concord, North Carolina. And the first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Shown some great things so far, a lot of good movement on all of his pitches. Been able to retire quite a few Averett Cougars up to this point as he gets a breaking ball in there over the plate for strike 1. Eli, what do you think has been some of the things that have worked best for old Blake Altschler up to this point?
I think his change of speed's been phenomenal today. For a freshman time, it's just hard for me to process the thought.
As we have a fly ball to right field, CP tracking over, laying out, and unable to make the play there in foul ground. Awesome attempt from CP out there in right field, laying out, giving it everything he had. Thank goodness that ball came up just a tick foul, as that would have been extra bases there for the Cougars. Again, number 14, Turner there at the plate for the Cougars. Turner up to this point 0 for 1 with a ground out, as Altschler gets strike 3 by him there with a breaking ball or off-speed pitch down the middle. Swing and a miss for strike 3, strikeout number 5 on the day, 6 on the day for Blake Altschler there.
Now batting catcher number 41, Preston Robbins.
Up to the plate now, number 41, Preston Robbins for the Cougars, as we see a first pitch in the strike zone there, popped up around the plate. Kenny Pridmore looking for it. Cale Ayler coming in and making the play. Looked like Kenny Pridmore had some very hard time finding that ball up there in the sun. As we've said, a lot more sunny day here today than it was yesterday. Struggled finding that one. Cale Ayler coming down the line, making the play there.
That's great also by Cale. I thought he was going to run into Kenny there, but, everyone's all right. So.
Absolutely. One of those plays where communication becomes absolutely essential there to make sure everybody doesn't end up in harm's way. It's great to see Ochsler come back after facing a little bit of adversity last inning, giving up the long ball, running into some pitches there out of the zone as we see strike one delivered from Ochsler there to number 27, Kevin Ziske, coming in up for his second at bat of the day, 0 for 1 at this point. As we see a ground ball to second base, retiring the third batter of the inning there. 1-2-3 for the Tornadoes. Ochsler coming up and getting it done again. Another 1-2-3 inning. Like we were saying, great to see him rebound from dealing with a little bit of adversity there in the top of the third to come back in the top of the fourth and sit him down 1-2-3. Back here in just a moment when play returns. And bringing it back here to Gil Cohen Field for the bottom of the fourth inning. Looking at Davis Bryson here to lead us off after coming off an awesome day, awesome performance yesterday for the Tornadoes. A guy that coming in and getting a nod on opening day for the first time of his career to come out and have a multiple hit day, multiple RPI day. Great to see. What'd you think, Brady? Eli?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was a phenomenal day for the young man, and I think it's important to carry it on for the remainder and the length of this season.
Absolutely. Hope to see it continue for him as we see ball one there, missing just outside for number 28, Luke Harris, for the Cougars there. Davis Bryson coming into the day after a performance yesterday where he recorded quite a few hits yesterday as the count evens up to 1-1 there, and misses just down and away to Bryson there, evening up the count there to 2-1 in favor of Davis Bryson. And that ball down the middle of the zone, grounded to the shortstop there. Throw come up a little bit short as Davis is able to beat it out coming down the line. A little bit of an error there on the shortstop on the throw. E6 is it's going to be recorded there. That's one of the important things that we see, Eli. Hustling out of the box. Hustle. Put the pressure on the defense there. Make them have to feel that pressure, feel that essence of time getting after them.
Absolutely. It's so important. Because if you can hustle down the line, you're going to force the fielders to potentially hurry a throw, like we just saw, where he throws it in the dirt and the first baseman can't corral it over there. So.
Exactly. That is exactly right. As we see strike one coming into Logan Clark here. Logan Clark, a senior for the Tornadoes after having a very successful career up to this point. Came out, had a good day yesterday. Hope to see that continue for us here today. Up to this point, looking like he's struggled a little bit at the plate so far. Hitless to this point, 0 for 2 coming into the at-bat here in the fourth inning. Hopefully we can see some productivity out of Logan Clark and driving Davis Bryson there around the base paths. Swing and fouling that ball off there out of play to the right side. Logan Clark is one of the guys that we've seen come into his role over the years, breaking out as a standout freshman and winning that Conference Freshman of the Year award and continuing to put up those numbers every year, becoming a day-to-day guy for the Tornadoes, a name we've become very familiar with over the years. As Brayson leads away from first there. Missing high and inside is Harris for the count to go to 1-2 with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Comes set and he deals. Bryson faking a little bit of a steal there. Ground ball to short, 6-4 to 3, and they double us off there to make it a 2-out. Quick turn of events there to get us at a 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunate turn of events there, especially with the leadoff batter getting on in the 9-hole, bringing her one hitter around, and just an unfortunate circumstance right there for Logan Clark. But got a big bat of Luke Morty today.
For sure.
Decided to have
a couple of hits up to this point, 2 doubles already, swinging a hot stick as they miss high on the first pitch there. Harris missing up in the zone a little bit. Just high for the first pitch to make it a 1-0 count to Luke Morton. But Eli, as you were saying, Morton swinging a very, very hot stick coming to the plate right now, driving the ball to the left center field gap very well today as we see a pitch going the exact other way there to shallow right center field. Morty getting down the baseline, and that is a 3-hit day for Mr. Luke Morton.
It just continues to remain hot, and hopefully this is a foreshadowing for the rest of the year, Brett.
Absolutely.
You know, that's a guy who, coming behind Logan Clark in the lineup, Logan tends to get on base a whole lot. So if Morty can stay hot and just continue to move Logan around the base pass, especially with the speed that both of them possess, it could be a crucial thing for the Natos this year.
For sure, Eli. As we see Cale Ayler come to the plate here, having some success early in the game here today, leading it off with a double in his first at-bat as we see strike one fouled back towards us here there on that first pitch. But as you were saying, you know, the key to the game, get them on, get them over, get them in. The more we can do that, the more effective we're going to be, the more runs we can score, the more games we're going to win. And those guys there at the top of the lineup consistently getting on base is one of the things that's going to help us do that. Oh, and Morty gets picked off, but the throw goes away, and it looks like Luke Morton is going to go all the way to third base. Little bit of an error there as the pitcher overthrows. Had Luke Morton dead in the right on the pickoff move there. Looked like he was planning on going on the pitch. Got him a little bit on the stutter step. Got him caught there, and the throw just sailed the first baseman, opening up the opportunity for Luke Morton to get around the base to third base.
And that's just what we were talking about there with the speed that Luke Morton can possess. He was on the run there. He was on the run.
Love to see it. Love to see it. As we see Cale Ayler drive one to deep right field, but foul. My goodness, he got around on that baseball. Wow, love to see Cale Ayler drive the ball like that. But, you know, we've seen it quite a few times over the last few days. Just haven't quite been able to get it straightened out in between the foul poles. Cale Ayler putting a charge into it there. Comes set and deals. Missing just a little bit high there to Cale Ayler. Looked a little high and outside. You know, Cale Ayler, one of those things that's worked very well for him along the career has been that long ball. You know, looking back a few years ago, having a huge performance down on the road at Piedmont in a game the Tornadoes took where he had 2 home runs there in his freshman years. He fouls one back to keep the count at 1-2. Going to see if he can drive in that run with 2 outs to answer back from some of the issues we saw from Atchler there in the top of the third, excuse me.
Well, and the thing with Cale is earlier when he had that double, it was down there to the left field fence. That is an almost abnormality for a person like Cale, who is a pull hitter at heart.
Yes, for sure. For sure. Seen Cale have a lot of success there pulling the ball to the right side, but, you know, when the pitch is there for it, we've seen him go backside a lot. It's something that he's grown more and more comfortable with over the years, and something that if he's going to truly grow into the player that we think he can be, he's going to have to continue to do, using all corners of the field there, hitting that double early in the game, hoping to see him do the same exact thing here. The pitch, and he deals, turns on one into the Averett Cougar dugout over there. Sure that nobody got smacked by that one. Jock Pledger making a nice play for us over there at first base. But the count stays even there at 2-2 with 2 outs. The twos are crazy, hoping to see Cale Ayler have some success here with a runner on third base. The pitch driven to the right side of the field. First baseman moves over, boots it a little bit, trying to make the play and not able to. We see an E3 there. Cale Ayler getting the job done, driving the run in, making it a nice lead for the Tornadoes of 7-2 here in the bottom of the fourth inning with 2 outs.
And that is
to the plate. number 19, Frankie Vasquez. After hitting the long ball earlier today, glad to see what he can do here for us in this instance.
And that is 7 errors today for the Cougars.
Yeah,
that is 7 errors. This is almost a complete turnaround from yesterday, where they had 1 or 2, but 7 is just
it's
tough to win
anything
ball
we've
games.
seen, here in the early part of the year, as number 28 Luke Harris misses high there to Frankie Vasquez for the first pitch, but here in the early part of the year, it's one of those things that you just gotta try to minimize whenever these things start to happen, whenever the wheels start to fall off the bus. Who can minimize the damage the most is who we're going to see emerge on the top of the ball game, as Harris misses again just a little bit outside to Frankie. Didn't look bad from here, but Frankie in the driver's seat with a 2-0 count, looking to get his pitch and do some damage here. And takes an off-speed pitch there in the heart of the plate to make it a 2-1 count. One of those things that we see Frankie very, very good with is plate discipline. Getting the pitch that he's looking for, doing exactly what he's trying to do with it. Probably not looking to hit an off-speed pitch there in a 2-0 count. Got it and decided to let it go as he fouls one off to even the count up at 2-2. We've got the crazy twos on the scoreboard again there with Cale Ayler leading off from first base. Frankie Vasquez looking to get on base for the Tornadoes here. Harris comes set, takes a look over to first, pitches and deals. As we see Frankie lift one to center field, coming in and making the play for the Cougars to retire the side there for the Tornadoes. Again, 1 run on 2 hits, I believe
so.
Hits for the Tornadoes, but 1 run, making it a 7-2 Tornado lead here going into the top of the 5th inning. Back at Cohen Field here in just a moment. And welcome back here to Gil Cohen Field, coming in for the top of the 5th inning, looking to be led off by number 3, Caden Grider for the Averett Cougars. Still having number 36, Blake Atchler, out there on the mound for the Tornadoes, coming here into the top of the 5th, Looking to see some continued success there from Blake, hoping to see him continuing exactly what it is he's done up to this point. Blake, have you seen anything that really stands out to you up to this point?
Yeah, he looks good. He's got good ball movement. He's majority of the time working ahead.
There you go.
He's not getting in, hitters counts. He's staying ahead and going right at him.
Absolutely. Missing down and away there. Joined in the booth now by another Tornado legend, number 6, Blake Burchett, graduate of the class of 2023, as Atchler misses low down there. Close to the dirt, not quite, but making it a 2-0 count in favor of number 3 there, Caden Grider. Atchler deals and finds the strike zone there with a breaking ball in the 2-0 count. Again, talking like we did last inning, a lot of these hitters are just not looking to hit something off speed there in the hitter's count. It's one of those pitches that you can not necessarily sneak by, but know that with some confidence, if you execute it right, that it's not something you're going to get burned on. Grounded to third there, Frankie Vasquez down to a knee, making the play over to Cale Ayler to retire number 3, Caden Grider. Great play by Frankie there on the ground. Frankie's become a workhorse for us there over the years.
Sure.
Seen him work hard there to stay in the lineup, get in the lineup, and really excel not only on the defensive side but on the offensive side as well for the Tornadoes. as we've got number 20, Mason Williams, coming to the plate now for the Cougars. Pitch, and we see a ground ball to shortstop over there. Luke Morton coming up, making the play. Throws a little high, but it looks like Cale Ayler got back down to the bag to retire. Number 20, Mason Williams there. As we bring it back to the top of the lineup, number 1, Brant Brophy coming to the plate for the Averett Cougars.
Yeah, Cale last year had a bunch of throws like that, and he was always able to get back on the bag, which, you know, as an infielder, it gets you.
Popped up to right field there by Brophy. CP coming in and making the play for another 1-2-3 inning there for Blake Altschuler, making quick work of the Averett Cougars. Love to see a freshman out there really putting in the work for the Tornadoes. Bringing it back here in just a moment to Gil Cohen Field. All righty, and welcome back here to Gil Cohen Field, coming at you for the bottom of the 5th inning. Tornadoes leading us off with Lucas Granata coming up to the plate here, coming up on a day where he has had 1 hit so far, looking to make that the second of the day. Come to the plate after a good day yesterday. You know, Blake, one of the things that we saw him really excel last year there in the early stages of the lineup, getting in, getting on base, and moving across, really scoring a lot of the times he got on base.
Yes, I think he led the team last year in batting average.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. See, Mr. Luke Harris, number 28, missing high right there to start us off. 1-0 to Lucas Granata, number 1 for the Tornadoes. Pitch and deal. Swinging through is Granata on an off-speed pitch there low in the strike zone, evening up the count 1-1. Looking to see what Mr. Lucas Granata can do for us here. Coming set and dealing is Harris, and grounded right back at him. The old 1-3 put out to retire. Number 1, Lucas Granata, taking the bat all the way down there to first base with him. You know, one of those ones where we've always been taught to hit it right back where it comes from, but can't always work out in your favor, Blake.
No, nope, it happens. It's baseball.
Absolutely.
Some of the hardest balls you hit are outs, and some of the softest balls you hit are hits. You know?
There you go. You never know. That's baseball for you, as you say. And we've got number 6, Kenny Pridmore, coming to the plate for the Tornadoes now. Saw some success yesterday as he pops one up there, foul for strike 1 of the at-bat. Kenny, a guy that really got some time to shine there at the latter half of last year, had some success in the playoffs for the Tornadoes, came in, got some DH roles, and really took advantage of those. Had some big hits for us there in the playoffs last year as Harris misses high to him to even the count 1-1.
Yep, he hit .326 last year
for the Tornadoes. Absolutely
had 2 round trippers in there, and I think both of those did come in the playoffs.
Yes, down there at Methodist, some big games for the Tornadoes, retiring both William and Peace and Methodist there before being beaten out of the tournament by the William and Peace Pacers. As we see strike 2 called on Kenny Pridmore there, count 1-2 to Pridmore, looking to see what he can do here in the lower count. Comes set and deals. The pitch is hit to center field. Kenny looks like he got a little tied up on the bat there, but the out is recorded. Fly out to center field for number 6, Kenny Pridmore. brings to the plate number 49, C.P. Pyle for the Tornadoes. Looking to see what he can do for us. Had some success again yesterday. All of our guys seem to be swinging a hot stick yesterday. C.P. 0 for 2 up to this point in today's contest. Looking to see what he can do for us. And the pitch is taken by CP, just missed off the corner outside. Not missing by much. There's number 28, Harris, for the Cougars. After getting a quick 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, Blake, I imagine he's trying to retire this one as quick as he can.
Oh,
not
for
have
sure.
Not have to worry about
For
seeing
sure.
some of the bigger Tornado bats here towards the latter half of this inning as he misses there.
Yep,
to even
and
up
they're
the count
down.
1-1.
They're down pretty big, so his job is to get the Cougars back in the dugout.
Absolutely is.
And as
CP
quickly
takes
as they
strike
can.
2 there. Absolutely, Blake. It's one of the things we see very often, right? We talk about minimize. We talk about minimizing the damage in every opportunity we can. As we see CP take a pitch high
And
there
momentum.
to even the count at 2-2. Exactly
Momentum.
what you're saying.
You
the
need
momentum. The momentum. And the Tornadoes have done a great job, not only today but yesterday as well.
And
of
keeping that
seeing,
momentum. Yep.
Not just keeping, but seeing the momentum swing to the other team as CP takes one right there on the outside corner to be retired for the 3rd out of the inning. Harris retiring him in order for the Tornadoes, sending them back to the dugout. Back here in a moment. Welcome back here to Gil Cohen Field. Opening up here in the top of the 6th inning, having a new Tornado come out to make his collegiate debut for the Tornadoes, looking at number 35, Kalen Milstead out of Johns Creek, Georgia. Johns Creek High School down there, sitting at 6'1", 180 pounds, coming in to offer some relief work for the Tornadoes is the left-hander. Another new freshman for the Tornadoes. Excited to see what he can do for us after the great performance from Blake Altschler coming out and showing us what he's got on his debut, going 5 innings of 2-run baseball, giving up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts on only 69 pitches as Kalen Milstead misses there just a bit outside in his first pitch for us.
Yeah, the freshman looked good today.
Absolutely.
Looked
Glad
real
to
good.
see it.
Got his
Very,
feet
very
wet.
promising.
Got his feet wet. Now he's into college baseball.
Absolutely. As we see Milstead get the breaking ball in there on the inner half for strike 1, even in the count there at 1-1, 2. And he delivers the pitch just a bit low, missing down there to take the count to 2-1 for the first batter facing Kalen Milstead. Kicks and delivers. And he's in there for strike two.
He's
Another
really working
breaking ball.
Yep, really working that breaking ball already. Coming out of the pen, you could use that. Looks like a ground ball guy if you need him in that situation.
For sure. Glad to see that
Got
breaking
him.
ball working for him as he gets it by number 15, Trevor Testerman, to start us off here in the top of the 6th inning. Good to see that breaking ball working for the freshman, coming out and retiring the first collegiate batter that he sees on strike, sending him back to the dugout there. Number 15, Trevor Testerman, brings to the plate number 42, Chris Bird, for the Averett Cougars.
Let's see if he can get his lefty counterpart here.
Yeah, one of those difficult matchups that we see very consistently throughout the baseball world, that lefty-lefty, one of the things that we hear very commonly. Difficult for the lefty pitcher, also difficult for the lefty hitter. We'll see what they've got here as the ball is grounded to second base over there to Davis Bryson. Coming up, making the throw over to Cale Ayler to retire. Number 42, Chris Bird, for the Averett Cougars. Brings to the plate number 11, Gavin Colwell, there for the Averett Cougars, having a little bit of a tough day up to this point, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, looking to see if Kalen Milstead can give him the hat trick to finish off his first collegiate inning. Kicks and deals for strike one there to Colwell. Painting the inside corner of the plate there with a fastball is number 35, Kalen Milstead. Good to see some good work from him here already, commanding both that fastball and the breaking ball, as he did right there, getting the breaking ball by him for strike two. Swing and a miss from number 11, Gavin Colwell.
Freshmen are looking good.
Yes, glad
Looking
to see
good
it.
today.
Very promising. Definitely important for that Tornado staff. Speaks volumes to the recruiting put in by the coaching staff to make sure we've got continuation of right where we left off last year, as we miss low down in the dirt to take the count to 1-2 for Milstead, facing number 11, Gavin Colwell. Kicks and deals. The 1-2 pitch is swung and missed on in the dirt. Kenny Pridmore clearing the line, making the throw down to first base to retire the side for Kalen Milstead. Coming out, getting it done in his first collegiate inning there. 1, 2, 3 with a couple of strikeouts to seal the deal in the top of the 6th. Again, Tornadoes leading 7-2 here, going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Bringing it back here to Gil Cohen Field in just a moment. Bringing it back here to Gil Cohen Field. Leading us off here for the bottom of the 6th inning is a junior, number 44, Baylor Wyatt, coming to the plate for the Tornadoes. 0 for 2 up to this point, looking to open it up with a hit here for the Tornadoes. Opening up the bottom of the 6th inning here. The pitch, and we're taking strike one there, making the count 0-1 to Baylor Wyatt.
He's barreled some balls up today. He hit one backside pretty deep.
Yeah, absolutely. Saw a play made
caught.
there almost on the warning track by the right fielder in his last at bat as he takes strike two there at the top of the zone. Maybe not too thrilled with that call there was Baylor Wyatt, but Takes the count to 0-2 nonetheless, down in a little bit of a hole here. We'll see if he can dig his way back out. The pitch and deals for ball number 1, just barely missing the outside corner there. Great eyes from number 44, Baylor Wyatt. Coming into today's performance, we've seen a few different Tornadoes filling that designated hitter role. Taking it for the Tornadoes today is number 44, Baylor Wyatt, as he watches ball 2 there, missing a little high and outside. But we've seen some success from that DH role. You know, we saw Colson Miller have some success there in game 1 yesterday, as Baylor Wyatt watches it right there on the corner for strike 3, punched out on strikes. There, as a strikeout is recorded for number 28, Luke Harris.
Now batting for your Tornadoes, the second baseman, number 8, Davis Bryson.
Yeah, coming out of that DH spot, it's good to see it. You got different guys to fill that role.
Absolutely,
so,
that's one of those things.
Like
that
you were saying, in three games this weekend, they have had a different DH for each game.
Yes, sir, and that brings number 8, Davis Bryson, to the plate, watching ball 1 there. But one of those things that we see very commonly here in these early season games is running guys through that DH role, figuring out who exactly is going to fit the scenario the best for any given game. You know, left-handers versus right-handers, as Davis Bryson watches strike number 1 there on the outside corner, leveling off the count there to 1-1 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Kicks and deals high and inside to Davis Bryson to make it a 2-1 count from Luke Harris to Davis Bryson there. But one of the things that we do see very consistently, like we were saying, is that fluctuation there in the early season, giving some guys some chances, seeing what we've done.
See who takes off and earns the role. And
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. As we missed just high to Davis Bryson, making it a 3-1 hitters count, looking to see Davis Bryson do some damage here, maybe drive a ball to the backside, got a big gap over there between first and second, giving him a nice hole to work with. And misses down and away, moving Davis Bryson to first base. Base on balls for Davis Bryson. Brings to the plate number 15, Logan Clark. Team captain for the Tornadoes, has been for the last couple of years, grown into the role of leadership for the Tornadoes after being a standout freshman and growing into the role that he has. It's been fun to watch for the Tornadoes, and hope to see him have some success here late in the ball game for the Tornadoes with Davis Bryson on first base. Bryson leads over there, getting a look from the pitcher, but no attention too heavily as he misses there just a little bit outside to Logan Clark.
I would like to see Davis try to steal a bag here.
Yes, it would be nice. One of the things the Tornadoes are known for are taking that extra base, stealing those bases whenever given the opportunity. Would be not surprised to see Davis in motion here as he is seen by the pitcher, gone over to the first baseman. A little pickoff attempt there from Luke Harris, keeping Davis Bryson in check over there. But as we were saying, we see the Tornadoes in motion very, very consistently. Opposing pitching staffs are very well aware of the base numbers. As he goes right here, throw down from the catcher is safe. Not in time, gets into center field and cut off by the shortstop, Brant Brophy there.
That was a good play.
Yeah, very athletic play from Brophy there to make sure that ball does not get into the outfield and keep Bryson there on second base. That's a stolen base for number 8, Davis Bryson. Taking the count to 2-0 as well. Pitch missed high, so Logan Clark looking to drive that run in here for the Tornadoes in a hitter's count. And the pitch down the middle. And it is lined to the shortstop, who makes a great play, jumping, and they double off Davis Bryson. Goodness, that's one of those tough situations in baseball. Nothing Davis Bryson could have done there. Got back as quick as he could. Logan hit that ball right on the nose. Brophy made a great play out there at shortstop, got it to the second baseman quick enough to retire Bryson. But that ends the 6th inning for us here at Gil Cohen Field. Tornadoes still out front, 7-2, bringing us here into the top of the 7th. Back in just a moment. bringing it back here to Gil Cohen Field for the top of the 7th. Still have Kalen Milstead out there on the mound for the Tornadoes going into his second inning of work here in the series finale between the Tornadoes and the Averett Cougars. Again, the Tornadoes with a 2-0 lead on the series, taking both games yesterday. Averett looking to level that series or limit the damage, take one away from the Tornadoes today. Tornadoes looking to finalize the sweep coming here into Game 3. Leading off the 7th inning with a foul ball right back here at us is number 14, Jack Turner for the Averett Cougars. You know, Kayla Milstead came in there in that first inning, got a couple of strikeouts, made some quick work of the Averett Cougars. Has to have a lot of confidence out there on the mound right now as he delivers the second pitch, a breaking ball, just foul down the first base line. Could have been trouble for the Tornadoes had that one fallen in fair territory. Had extra bases written all over it for number 14, Jack Turner there, but luckily that one did end up falling into foul ground. Turner now in a quick 0-2 hole to Kalen Milstead. We'll see if he can get his third punch out of the afternoon for the Tornadoes. As he takes it on the inside corner there, strikeout looking number 14, Jack Turner, as Kalen Milstead returns his third Averett Cougar to the dugout today, making that his third strikeout of the afternoon here in his Tornado debut. One out in the top of the 7th inning. Brings to the plate number 41, Preston Robbins for the Averett Cougars. Missing down low for ball 1 there in that count. Making it a 1-0 count for Robbins. Kicks and deals. Missing. Oh, not missing. Barely catching the outside corner of the plate there, leveling off the count at 1-1.
Umpire gave him a little bit on the
outer edge on that one. Looked like he caught maybe just the hair of the black there on the plate, but kicks and deals for the third pitch of the at-bat down in the dirt to make it a 2-1 count to number 41, Preston Robbins. Kenny Pridmore getting in a little bit of work back there behind the plate. Even with nobody on base, Tornadoes emphasize getting down, blocking the ball, keeping it in front of us, keeping the pace of the game going as he kicks and deals for a ball that is lined into the right center field gap. Making a move over to it is C.P. Pyle, cutting that ball off, getting it into second base, holding number 41, Preston Robbins, to a single base hit there. Could have been extra bases had he not gotten there in time and cut that ball off.
Yes, he got there and cut it off. Saved an extra base hit. That's really, it's good to see.
That's exactly what we need our Tornado outfielders doing out there. You know, we've had some greats over the year. We've had Jack Atkinson out there in center field listening to the broadcast today. But Jack Atkinson was a great center fielder for the Tornadoes over the years. Now we've got Logan Clark out there in center field, and a great play by CP to hold him to a single there. As we see a breaking ball catch the corner. Great work by Kenny Pridmore to keep that in the strike zone for the Tornadoes, making it an 0-1 count to number 27, Kevin Ziske. Kicks and deals for a ball that is lined into left field. Granada going back, and off the wall. Robbins is around second, heading to third. Throw comes in, not in time. It is a double for number 27, Kevin Ziske, and the Cougars making it a little bit of noise here in the top of the 7th. Second and third with only one man away here in the top of the 7th for the Cougars. Brings to the plate number 3, Caden Greider for the Cougars. You know, that's one of those ones. It's a tough read, Blake.
Yes.
Tough read.
Yes.
Low line drive there for Granada. Don't think he could have made a play on it either way, but that ball barely maybe got 15 feet off the ground, carrying all the way to the wall. Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely.
And
that ball was hit very, very
coming
hard.
From a lefty, you're playing a lefty to pull it.
Absolutely.
And he goes with a pitch.
Ball slicing away from him a little bit. First pitch here to number 3, Caden Greider. Misses just a little bit high and outside for ball 1. See Frankie Vasquez and Cale Ayler, our corner guys, playing a little bit off the lines and even with the bags there, trying to maybe
cut that run
save
down.
something. Not sure with a 5-run lead. What we're looking at there is Kenny Pridmore keeping that ball there in front of him, taking the count to 2-0 on the ball in the dirt, but great work by Kenny Pridmore to keep that ball in front there.
Yeah, with one out, runners at second and third. See if they can minimize here. That's what the inning's going to come down to, is minimizing.
You know, you love to see those freshmen come out and have a ton of success, but it's also good to see them come into some of these situations as Grice misses there again for ball number 3. But coming in and seeing some of this adversity here in some of these early season games, seeing how some of these freshmen can adapt to a situation,
And
overcome a little bit of adversity, and like you say, work through and get back to the dugout, minimizing whatever damage they have to minimize. But it's great to get that experience here in the early season as we see ball 4, 4-pitch walk to number 3, Caden Greider. First walk we've seen on the afternoon from Kalen Milstead. Only 2 recorded by Blake Altschuler earlier in the game. Brings out Mike Victory, our head coach, for a mound visit.
You think he's getting him, or you think he's just having a talk?
You never know. You might have to come out and relieve a little bit of that stress off that freshman, make him a little bit more comfortable. Old Robbie Julian had a knack for getting that done himself. Okay, as we see number 27, Matt Evans, up and getting loose there in the pen. Might also just be giving him a little bit of extra time, but it looks like Coach Vick is going to leave Milstead in to attempt to finish this inning here as he has the bases loaded with 1 out. All he needs is a ground ball, and he's walking back to the dugout. A good old 6-4-3, and the Tornadoes would be very, very happy to get out without giving up a run here. Good to see if we can get out without giving up a run.
Yep, 1 pitch away.
1 pitch away. We
pitch
preach
away.
it all the time. Fly ball, tagging up, throwing a guy out at the plate, or even a ground ball double play could get us out of the inning right here as Milstead comes set, kicks and deals. Hitting the corner of the strike zone there with a breaking ball to get ahead in the count 0-1 to number 20, Mason Williams. Mason Williams having some success today, a little walk there earlier in the game, seeing what he can do here in the later innings with the bases juiced. Kicks and deals, missing just a little bit high and outside there to number 20, Mason Williams. Williams, the 9-hole hitter for the Cougars, wrapping it around after him back up to the top of the lineup, hoping to see some success here from Milstead to get at least an out of this, not having to go back to the top of the lineup with the bases loaded and only 1 out as we miss a little bit down for ball number 2, making it a 2-1 count there for Mason Williams. With a freshman on his debut, Blake, one of the things that we get a great view at is how he's going to handle this adversity. And we're excited to see how he does it right here with a beautiful pitch getting in there, breaking ball, catching the corner for strike number 2 on the inside half there to number 20, Mason Williams. Makes it a 2-2 count. Going to see if he can maybe get his 4th strikeout of the day, Mr. Milstead.
Use that breaking ball here to see if he can get the batter to roll over on it and get a ground ball, and
absolutely that would
turn
be best case scenario for sure. That breaking ball working very well with him. One thing we're seeing Milstead do very well up to this point is mixing those speeds, mixing those looks, changing the eye level up on these guys, giving them a good look of both fastballs and breaking balls, as well as the changeup, as it looked like that might have been one there, missing down and in to number 20, Mason Williams. But mixing those pitches up, keeping them off balance is something that the Tornadoes try to do very, very well. Not having too many guys with blow-it-by-you stuff. We've always done very, very well with the keeping guys off balance and seeing some of our guys have some great success in that method. As we see ball 4 in the 3-2 count to number 20, Mason Williams, walking in the run, Kalen Milstead. Making it a 7-3 ball game here in the top of the 7th. Tornadoes still on top with the bases loaded and only 1 out. Brings to the plate leadoff hitter, number 1, Brant Brophy for the Averett Cougars. Brophy had some struggles up to this point, been retired on strikes, flown out a time or 2, but looking to do some damage here with the bases loaded and only 1 out here on Gil Cohen Field. Kicks and delivers high and outside. Great play by Kenny Pridmore to keep that one there in front of him, getting up out of the squat, making a little bit of a jump spin to catch that one, keep it there and limit the damage.
Yes, it all goes back to limiting, as you can hear Averett starting to get into this game.
Yep.
They've been quiet all until this top of the 7th inning.
Talk about that momentum and how important it is. Right here we can see it shifting a little bit in the direction of the Cougars. Very important for Milstead to step up and stop that momentum right here, right now, as we move to a 1-1 count. Also, a little more movement in the Tornado bullpen. Number 32, Pankowski, up and moving for the Tornadoes, getting loose out there as we see a ground ball to first base. Cale Ayler coming in, firing to the plate. Kenny Pridmore holding the plate, and we've got him out there, retiring the out at the plate. Great play by both Cale Ayler and Kenny Pridmore to retire the out there at the plate.
The throw was a little high, but Kenny was able to get back on the bag and got the out.
You know, the throw was high, but both knew they had to be quick. Kenny knew he had to hold the bag, stretch out like a first baseman there in that instance. Huge play by the Tornadoes to cut the run down there at the plate. Now we have 2 outs here in the top of the 7th with the bases loaded, bringing to the plate number 15, Trevor Testerman for the Averett Cougars. Looking to see if Kalen Milstead can get out, limiting the damage here, only giving up 1 run up to this point here in the top of the 7th with the bases loaded as he delivers a breaking ball there in the dirt, continuing to try to mix those pitches as well as he can for ball 1 of the at-bat to number 15, again, Trevor Testerman.
If the freshman pitcher on the mound here minimizes to just giving up 1 run, that's a win in our book right now because we are up still by 4 runs.
Gets a ground ball over to third base. Frankie Vasquez coming over, delivers to the second, and Davis Bryson holds on to get the Tornadoes out of the top of the 7th. Dealt with some adversity there. See the freshman come up and get the job done, only giving up 1 run with the bases loaded and 1 out. Big step for Milstead there for sure. Definitely good to see for the Tornadoes getting out of the 7th there, maintaining the lead 7-3 in favor of the Tornadoes. Back to Gil Cohen Field here after the 7th inning stretch. And welcome back here to Gil Cohen Field for the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitching change for the Averett Cougars, bringing to the mound number 33, Garrett Arner for the Cougars. Freshman out of Waxhaw, North Carolina for the Averett Cougars. Bringing to the plate number 3, Luke Morton for the Tornadoes. Junior for the Tornadoes, looking to have some success here late in the ball game, coming off a little bit of adversity there on the defensive side for the Tornadoes, giving up a run there in the top of the 7th, looking to see if we can answer back here. And showing bunt, popping it up. Woo! Almost a rough situation for Luke Morton there, but luckily that ball got down. Catcher couldn't find it in time as he popped up the bunt for strike 1 of the first pitch of the at-bat, making it an 0-1 count for Luke Morton here. Morty became a day-to-day player last year, every day out there for the Tornadoes, mixing it around in the middle infield as he watches ball 1 there, evening up the count 1-1. Splitting time between second base and shortstop there with Blake Burchett, my counterpart here right now.
Yeah, me and Morty had a good relationship up the middle, and he showed a lot of strengths.
As he drives his 3rd one of the day there into the left center field gap. Is he looking for 2? No, not this time. The single for Luke Morton as he drives the ball there into the left center field gap. Having a lot of success there today, driving that ball into the left center field gap. That is the 4th hit for Luke Morton, driving the ball to both left center field and right center field there for the Tornadoes. Having a lot of success today. Brings to the plate
a very good day.
The big lefty, number 26, Cale Ayler, looking to damage a windshield out there in deep right field.
Let's see if Morty wants to take a bag here, too.
Morty with some good wheels over there at first base leading off. The pitch is going to miss just a hair outside to Cale Ayler, making it a 1-0 count for the Tornadoes here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nobody out, one man on at first base there. Luke Morton leading off from first. Pitcher comes set, delivers. Morty on the move, throw down to second base is not going to be in time. Morty with a stolen base there for the Tornadoes, getting it done on the base paths. Once again are the Tornadoes up and down the lineup. Speed, speed, speed. It's one of the things that we preach every single day at practice. We work on it hard, work on getting those jumps. Morty doing a great job of it there to take that extra bag. Making the count 2-0 to Cale Ayler as that pitch missed just high and outside. See if we can have some success here. Cale turning on one, driving it to deep right field. Missing just barely for the 5th or 6th time this weekend. Hitting the ball out of the ballpark down the right field line. Just missing foul on that one. Just early on that pitch on the inner half there. Cale did exactly what he was supposed to with it. Got the hands inside the baseball just early on that, ripping it down the ball, ripping it down the foul line.
Yep, if he waited just a tick longer, that ball would have.
He would be jogging right now.
Yes,
and the pitch is delivered, missing high and outside for ball number 3 to Cale Ayler, sitting in a hitter's count, looking to get his pitch and do some damage with it here.
And after that foul ball, I believe they're pitching around Cale here. Now you have first base open after Morty stole the bag, and they're trying to stay away from him and not miss in.
Might seem like a great idea in the moment, Blake, but you've got Frankie Vasquez coming next, who's already hit one today as Cale skies one out there to right field. Morty tagging up on second base, coming up to make the throw as the right fielder. Looks like Morton is going to go as the throw is going to beat him to the bag, but he is not going to be able to handle the throw. Morton's safe in there to third base. Had the third baseman handled that could have been a very bang play for Morton. But Cale Ayler able to drive the ball out there into the outfield with a sacrifice fly move. Luke Morton over to third base for the big man, Frankie Vasquez here, getting up to drive him in. Looking for another RBI on the day. Of course, Frankie Vasquez coming up with the long ball early there in the game, going yard back in the first inning of the ball game for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, Morty made them make a play, and
Frankie pops one up over here on the left side in foul ground. Is it going to stay in? No, it is not going to be. Strike number 1 for Frankie Vasquez. Looked like the ball might have been a little bit up in the strike zone. Frankie being very aggressive. One of the things we've seen him do very well over his career, get a pitch near what he's looking for and hit it a very long ways, as he did earlier today. Averett Cougars have the infield in, opening up some holes for Frankie, seeing what he can do here. Pops another one up into foul ground, into a quick 0-2 hole. Here is Frankie Vasquez to number 33, Garrett Arner for the Averett Cougars. Again, one out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tornadoes looking to answer back, have Luke Morton over there on third base, looking to answer the run that was given up in the top half of the 7th. Pitch and deals. Frankie skies one out there to right field. Should be plenty to get Morton home. Caught and tagging is Luke Morton. Throw is not going to be anywhere near in time to retire him at the plate. That is an RBI sacrifice fly for number 19, Frankie Vasquez, coming up doing the job exactly as he was supposed to do, driving in Luke Morton from third base there.
Just like you said earlier, Brett, get him on, get him over, get him in.
It's the name of the game. The more we do it, the more we win, Blake. And that brings to the plate number 1, Lucas Granada, having some success today, seeing if he can continue that here in this at-bat. Popped up into foul ground, looking to see if it will be playable. It will not, making it an 0-1 count for Lucas Granada. Seen a lot of pop-ups over here into the foul ground. Need to see the Tornadoes trying to level out those swings just a little bit. Get on top of the baseball, drive it into the gaps, focus on getting that ball on the line drive rather than popping them up. But a lot easier said than done as the pitcher comes set, deals to Granada. Swinging and driving the ball right there, as I said, on the ground to the third baseman. Fires over to first, draws him off the bag, and Lucas Granada will reach safely on an E5 by the third baseman, number 3, Caden Grider.
That makes 8 errors for the Cougars today.
Blake, it's tough to win a ball game when you've made 8 errors. And giving teams extra outs is one of the things that leads to losing ball games, and the more you do it, the more difficult it becomes. You know, as a pitcher, that's one of the things that becomes very, very grueling. He could have been out of the inning there, and now he's going to have to keep throwing more pitches.
Yep, it's taxing on your pitching. You're giving the team extra outs, and you're giving a good team at that extra outs.
Granada with a good lead over there from first, and he is in motion, fouled off by Kenny Pridmore. Looked like Lucas Granada had that bag stole all day long. Might should have held off on that one. Granada with a great jump over there. Saw him taking a few extra steps as the pitcher was coming set. Didn't look like he ever even gave him a look. Granada with the confidence to know he's got the speed to get there, probably standing up in that instance. But Kenny fouling one off, making it an 0-1 count with Granada over there at first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Come set. Throwing over is number 33, Garrett Arner. Not in time to get him. Pickoff attempt not successful this time, but keeping Granada in check over there at first base, making sure he can't just keep on with a walking lead like he did there that first pitch. Coming set is Arner. Another pickoff attempt. Very close that time, but not quite in time. Granada getting back in there safely. You know, we talk about those leads. We talk about the secondary leads, and we talk about the importance of being ready to go. But with that comes the importance of being ready to get back, as a good throw might have had Lucas Granada there, caught in the middle of his stutter step. But getting back to the bag just as important as getting off of it. You know, if we can't get back, we can't get off. So getting picked off is not something that we want to have happen. We see it occasionally with the aggressiveness that we have on the bases. As that ball is driven over the shortstop's head there by Kenny Pridmore, line drive into the left center field gap. Moving up to second base is Lucas Granada. That is a base hit for number 6, Kenny Pridmore. Having some success there for the catcher today. Glad to see the catchers keeping a good success going for the Tornadoes. Brings to the plate number 49, C.P. Pyle.
As Averett's coach steps out, they're going to the pen.
Yep, that is head coach Kenny Fleming coming out for a conference there at the mound. Made the motion to the bullpen, and it looks like we are going to have a pitching change here at Gil Cohen Field in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tornadoes scoring a run here in the 7th inning. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Bringing to the plate number 49, C.P. Pyle, after this pitching change. Be back here at Gil Cohen Field in just a moment. And welcome back here to Gil Cohen Field. Bringing to the mound number 14, Jack Turner for the Averett Cougars here in the bottom of the 7th, looking to limit the damage with runners on first and second. 2 outs here late in the game, with the Tornadoes holding a 5-run, 8-3 lead over the Cougars, looking to sweep the series here today, as that brings number 49, C.P. Pyle, to the plate for the Tornadoes, looking to drive in a run out there on second base. Lucas Granada out there in scoring position for the Tornadoes. those two-out runs. We've seen quite a few of them throughout the course of the ball game here today and all weekend long, but we know they are momentum killers for the defense. Looking to see if we can attack another one on here for the Tornadoes. Pitch and missing just a bit low is number 14 Turner for the Cougars, making it a 1-0 count to CP Pyle.
Again, Brett, going back to the errors, they should have been out of this inning.
That's absolutely right.
And now we see that it's adding to the pitcher.
Granada with a great jump. Ball getting to the backstop. Granada rounding third base, coming in, deciding to throw on the brakes halfway down the third baseline. Could have been a two-base move up there for Lucas Granada, moving on the pitch. Ball gets away from the catcher, moving up to second and third are Kenny Pridmore and Lucas Granada, making it a 2-0 count to CP Pyle. Now definitely looking to capitalize on the mistakes by the Cougars, moving those two runners into scoring position for the Tornadoes now. Lucas Granada being accredited with that stolen base. And the pitch misses low, making it a quick 3-0 count to CP Pyle.
Looking for a two-out hit here, two-out hit.
You know, getting
two-out hits put teams away.
That is exactly right, Blake. A two-out hit here probably means two for the Tornadoes, moving that score into the double digits. If we can get one to get through the infield here, CP probably going to take one here as we miss away for ball for a 4-pitch walk to CP Pyle. First batter that Jack Turner faces, not able to find the strike zone there. Brings to the plate number 44, Baylor Wyatt, looking to get on one here as we're going to have another pitching change, or maybe not a pitching change, definitely a conference as the assistant coach is heading out there to the mound, waiting to see exactly what we've got going on here. Do have some motion, quite a few guys moving over there in the Averett Cougar bullpen, but a little bit of a mound conference here, Blake. One of the things that I saw over the years as my time as a catcher is the importance of these meetings. You know, a guy just came in, first 4 pitches he threw, for a lack of a better term, he was nowhere close, right? We've got to come out to the mound. We've got to take a deep breath. We've got to reconvene. We've got to get our emotions together. We've got to get everything in check, and we've got to recompose to find that strike zone. That's exactly what I would imagine is going on right now as the umpire goes out there to join him, tell him it's probably been enough time, sending that coach back over there and getting us back going again. Bringing Baylor Wyatt to the plate here with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th inning for the Tornadoes, with the big man at the plate looking to see if he can do some damage here and extend the lead for the Tornadoes. A base hit probably means 2. Kenny Pridmore with some decent wheels out there on second base. By no means the fastest guy on the team, but good enough to get through there as Baylor Wyatt swings through one on the first pitch of the at-bat there, making it an 0-1 count with 2 outs here. Bases loaded.
We see a gap shot. I think CP's going to score from first.
That's absolutely right. Got some unbelievable wheels over there on first base with the transfer from Caldwell. Old CP Pyle as Baylor Wyatt swings through another one here. This would be huge for the Cougars. Could they retire Baylor Wyatt here and get out of this 7th, as the Tornadoes did, only giving up 1 run with the bases loaded?
Whatever that coach said to the pitcher, I think it's worked.
Seems to be working up to this point. Baylor Wyatt swings through another one, retired on 3 pitches there for a strikeout for number 14, Jack Turner, first of the afternoon. After coming in, walking the first batter he faced, strikeout the second to end the inning. After 7, we are 8-3, Tornado lead heading to the top of the 8th here at Gil-Cohen Field. Back in just a moment. Bringing it back here to Gil Cohen Field for the top of the 8th. Seen a pitching change for the Tornadoes. On the mound now is number 27, Matthew Evans, sophomore for the Tornadoes. Saw Kalen Milstead, the freshman out of Johns Creek, Georgia, come out and give us an awesome performance there for 2 innings. 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 3 strikeouts, and 2 walks for Milstead. Great debut performance for him here in his first time wearing the Tornado uniform. Going to see what Mr. Matt Evans has in store for us here in the top of the 8th. You know, Matt Evans came in, made a start there at the very end of the year in the playoffs for the Tornadoes, had some great success there early in the ball game against the William and Peace Pacers in that final game of the 2023 season for the Tornadoes. Had some success, stayed in the ball game a while, and ended up not having just enough for the Tornadoes to pull that one out. But here today, Matt Evans comes in with a 5-run lead here in the top of the 8th, looking to see him go to action here against number 42, Chris Bird, who lifts one out there into center field. Logan Clark coming up to make the play. 1 pitch, 1 man retired, some efficiency very quick out of Matthew Evans.
Yes. Evans last year struggled a little bit on the mound, had a 9.77 ERA, but this year hopefully he can turn it around and be a reliable arm out of the bullpen for him.
Absolutely, a guy we might see make some pop starts, but definitely going to be one of those workhorses out of the bullpen. As that one is grounded back up the middle, tough play for the middle infielders, not able to get there to it. That's going to be a base hit for number 11, Galvin Colwell.
On another first pitch.
There you go. 2 pitches, 2 at-bats. Making some efficient work very quickly here. Brings to the plate number 14, Jack Turner, our current pitcher for the Averett Cougars. Matthew going to look over there to first base and see number 11, Gavin Colwell, leading off. Not too big of a lead, but going to go over there and check him anyway. Back in plenty of time is Colwell. Getting it back, just keeping those runners in check. Again, our catchers have a very high percentage of throwouts on those caught stealings, and one of the reasons for that is our pitching staff does a very good job holding those runners on as Evans comes set here for the Tornadoes. He kicks, he deals, and it is lined foul. Smoked over there off the first base line up into the parking lot. Looked like that one might have gotten a vehicle potentially, but makes it a 0-1 count here to number 14, Jack Turner, as Evans comes set here in the 0-1 count. He kicks, he deals, and that one misses just a little bit low and away to number 14, Jack Turner, evening up the count there at 1-1 with 1 away here in the top of the 8th. See number 11, Gavin Colwell over there on first base, getting a decent lead, looking pretty aggressive, not looking like he's necessarily going here as that ball is lifted way deep out into center field. Logan Clark giving trace, and he is able to reel it in out there towards the warning track. Great read by Logan Clark, hawking that one down and making the play there in center field for the Tornadoes. More quick work. You know, that was only 3 pitches to number 14, Jack Turner, there to retire him. We've seen a 5-pitch inning so far for Evans. Hope to see the efficiency continue here in the top of the 8th. Brings to the plate number 41, Preston Robbins for the Averett Cougars.
Yeah, Brett, really quick work. Good tempo up there on the mound.
Pounding the strike zone. That's what we like to see out of our Tornado pitchers as he deals here. Another first pitch swinging. That ball fouled off into the first base side. Lifted. Cale Ayler giving track. Able to reel it in. That is another first pitch out there for Matt Evans. Able to retire them quickly. And we head to the bottom of the 8th with a Tornado lead of 8-5 here at Gil Cohen Field. Back at you in just a second. All right, folks, bringing it back here to Gil-Cohen Field here for the bottom of the 8th. Leading us off is number 8 himself, Davis Bryson, coming out, giving us another performance here, leading off the 8th. Seen him lead off a few innings here for us, had some success doing it. See if he can get on base for the Tornadoes here again in the bottom of the 8th. Again, the Tornadoes in control of this one throughout the entire contest, up 8-3. Seen some momentum swings, but never too far in favor of the Cougars. The Tornadoes have been able to reconvene that whenever it has happened, as we see number 18, Calder Garris, come in to pitch for the Cougars here in the bottom of the 8th, missing just a little high and outside there on the first pitch of the at-bat. Davis taking second pitch there, high and inside, making it a 2-0 count there in favor of him. Working those counts, one of the things we love to see our leadoff hitters do, come in there and see quite a few pitches there in that first at-bat, definitely with a new pitcher on the mound. As he gets one that he can handle down there in the zone, pops it up into foul ground, first baseman number 42, Chris Bird, coming over and making the play in foul ground. Bobbled it a little bit, but able to hang on to retire Davis Bryson there for the first out of the bottom of the 8th inning. Brings to the plate the senior, number 15, Logan Clark. Excited to see what Clark can do here in his senior year, off to a little bit of early success, driving the ball to all parts of the ballpark, seeing what he can do here, not only on the offensive side, but the defensive side as well, making some great plays for the Tornadoes out there in the grass as he fouls off the first pitch he sees, making it an 0-1 count here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Logan Clark, one of those guys the Tornadoes have climbed onto the back of here over the last few years, relied on his performance day after day as he sees a second pitch and swings through here, making it a quick 0-2 hole for the senior out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Looking to see what he can do here in what might be his final at-bat of the day, might be the final at-bat of the day here for the Tornadoes. Pitch and misses just a bit high to Logan Clark. Pitch looked good from here, must have just not caught the zone for the umpire there behind the plate. But Logan Clark, good eye there at the plate, leaving that ball above the strike zone for a 1-2 count here with one out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Coming set. The pitch. Grounded back up the middle by Logan Clark. Off the glove of the pitcher. Clark hustling down the first baseline. Brophy comes up, barehands the ball, not able to make a play. That is going to be scored a base hit there for Logan Clark, reaching first base safely after grounding that one very hard back up the middle. Pitcher tried to flag it. Number 18, Galder, got a glove on it, but not able to reel it in as Logan Clark reaches first base safely there. Bringing to the plate our shortstop, Luke Morton.
Let's see if Morty can have a
And
5-hit day.
Pickoff attempt over there for Logan Clark. Logan in pursuit of a Tornado record here this season. Came into the year 26 bags short of my counterpart currently, Blake Burchett, on the Tornado stolen base record as Morton flies one out to center field there, reeled in by the center fielder. But Logan Clark sitting 26 bags short of the player record held by number 6 Blake Burchett coming into the year here. Stole a base yesterday, looking to continue that over the year, see if he can contest Blake Burchett's record as we bring number 26 Cale Ayler to the plate. The power-hitting lefty for the Tornadoes. We'll see if he can do some damage here in the bottom of the 8th inning, what will most definitely be his last at-bat of the contest. Pickoff attempt again by number 18, Calder Garris, over there to keep Logan Clark in check, one of the speedsters for the Tornadoes, as Cale got a good pitch to hit there just out in front of it, flared it back off over the Tornado dugout up onto the spectator hill. Hope everybody was all right, but brings it to an 0-1 count here in the bottom of the 8th inning for Cale Ayler. Seen him put a drive. Oh, another pickoff attempt, and Logan Clark is back in there safely. But seen Cale Ayler put a drive into quite a few here today. Just haven't been able to get one in between the foul poles. Like to see him take a swift jog around the bases for the Tornadoes. Logan Clark in motion, got a good jump. Pitch is called a strike, and the throw is not in time. Misses high. Cale Ayler very disappointed with that strike call. Pitch looked very high and outside from here, but don't have the greatest viewpoint, so no telling. Cale Ayler showing a little bit of disappointment, now down in an 0-2 hole with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th, but that is a stolen bag for Logan Clark. Kale getting back in the box, getting ready for the pitch here down in an 0-2 hole. The work gloves ready to get him in this fight. Logan Clark heading for third. Ball in the dirt. Not going to be convened by the catcher. Not in time. That is a stolen base again for number 15, Logan Clark. Make it 2 here on the bottom of the 8th for Logan Clark. Taking second, taking third. Looking to score here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Extend that Tornado lead. We talk about it consistently, but getting into scoring position, the Tornadoes do so well. Going to see if Cale Ayler can take advantage of that here in this instance with a 1-2 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Pitcher comes set. He delivers. Cale drives one into right field. That ball is going to be down, and Cale with an RBI single to extend that Tornado lead to 6, making it a 9-3 ball game here at Gil Cohen Field in the bottom of the 8th inning. Cale getting the job done. Nothing too pretty there. Little line drive shot into shallow right field, but exactly what we needed. Brings to the plate the big guy, number 19, Frankie Vasquez, looking to do some damage for the Tornadoes. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a pinch runner here, some pinch running action for the Tornadoes. Going to end the day for number 26, Cale Ayler. Looks like it is going to be number 20, Tyson Hinkle, coming in to run for the Tornadoes. Tyson Hinkle, freshman out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, R.J. Reynolds High School. Going to see if he can get it done on the bases here for us as Frankie Vasquez steps in, looking to do some damage for the Tornadoes. Gets a pitch high and inside, bailing out of the box, dropping the bat. Probably not too happy about that one is number 19, Frankie Vasquez, taking ball 1. Looking to get a pitch to drive, especially after a little bit of sweet chin music there, high and tight early in the at-bat. We'll see what Frankie Vasquez has in store for us. And he takes one on the third of the plate there for strike 1. Not exactly what he was looking for. We know he's looking to turn and burn and put one out there on top of the Tornado batting cage, but not the pitch he was looking for there. And another one just missing down and out to Vasquez, making it a 2-1 count here in the bottom of the 8th. From number 18, Calder Garris. Again, the Cougars giving us quite a few looks in terms of relief pitchers here in this contest as Frankie grounds down to the third baseman, coming up making the play as we have another throw in the dirt. Gets away. Frankie not making it down the baseline, but going to get into second base. The freshman, number 20, coming around to score for the Tornadoes, making it a double-digit game here for the Tornadoes at Gil Cohen Field in the bottom of the 8th inning, giving the Tornadoes a 7-run, 10-3 lead over the Averett Cougars as number 20, Tyson Hinkle, comes around to score here for the Tornadoes. Moves Frankie Vasquez up to second base on the E5, throwing error that got away from the first baseman, number 42 over there, Chris Bird. We'll see what Lucas Granada can do with runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the 8th inning with 2 outs, looking to capitalize on another opportunity, pad the stat book, load up on those RBIs here on opening weekend. Gets a pitch down in the zone, not going to quite catch the corner. Going to be taken for ball 1 there by Granada.
Yeah, Brett, you know, when you have more errors than you have hits, that's not a recipe for success.
It's tough to win a ball game with that type of stat line. Blake never going to hide from it. But the Tornadoes taking advantage of every opportunity they're given. Cougars just not quite able to stop the bleeding here on a Game 3 Saturday afternoon. Beautiful afternoon here at Brevard College. Soaking up the sun is Gil Cohen Field. Much nicer than yesterday. No swift breeze cutting everybody through their windproof jackets, but a nice one here on a Saturday afternoon at Gil Cohen Field. See Granada here in the driver's seat with a 2-0 count. Runner on second base, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Tornado lead again, 10-3 over the Averett Cougars. And we see Frankie Vasquez breaking for third. Throw's going to be down, not in time. That is a stolen base for number 19, Frankie Vasquez. Talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. The Tornadoes are going to take every base they're given. Pitcher not quite giving enough attention to Frankie Vasquez out there on second base. Frankie taking advantage of it, taking that extra bag. Lucas here in a 3-0 count, looking to take that pitch there, making it a 3-1 count with Frankie Vasquez only 90 feet away from making it an 11-3 lead for the Tornadoes. Lucas knows this will probably be his last trip to the plate today. Going to try and take advantage of it here. Gets a ball in the middle of the strike zone, swings through it there. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We've got a full count here in the bottom of the 8th inning with 2 outs here for the Tornadoes. Going to see if Granada can choke up on the bat a little bit, get a ball in play for the Tornadoes here in the bottom of the 8th. See if we can get that runner on third across as we see ball 4 in the dirt for number 1, Lucas Granada, making it first and third for the Tornadoes, bringing up to the plate our catcher, number 6, Kenny Pridmore. Granada with a great at-bat right there, doing exactly what he needed to do, battling it out, getting that walk in a big spot right there. Probably not exactly what he was wanting to do, but taking advantage of every base runner that the Tornadoes can get. Anything free, right? Those errors, those walks, those hit-by pitches, anything along those lines that the Tornadoes can take advantage of, definitely going to see them take advantage of, especially here early season. Going to be aggressive, see what we can do, what we can't do as we get ready to move through the long stretch of the season and getting into conference play later this year.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet here that Lucas.
As we see a little bit of a pickoff attempt over there, Lucas dancing around a little bit, trying to grab the attention. Definitely did a good job of it. Number 18, Calder Garris over there with the pickoff attempt again, keeping Lucas in check with another one. 2 pickoffs not going to be in time, keeping Lucas honest over there at first base. Going to see if he's going to be in motion here in the first and third scenario.
I'm willing to bet Lucas is going to go.
And fake steal. Going to have a pitch in there for a strike. Kenny Pridmore watching the breaking ball there in the heart of the plate for strike 1 of the at-bat. Going to see if Lucas decides to actually get in motion here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Runner on third base. Pickoff attempt again is going to be not in time. Lucas in there safely. Throw almost got away from number 42, Chris Bird over there, but making a good play to reel that one back in, limit the damage there. Make sure that ball did not get away. That would have been a run and probably another runner on third base for the Tornadoes had it gotten away. The pitch driven to the shortstop on the ground. Flip over to second baseman. We've got a 6-4 ground ball there to end the 8th inning, but not after the Tornadoes are able to bring home a couple more runs, extending that lead, stretching it out to 10-3 here at Gil Cohen Field, looking to see if Matt Evans can close it out here in the top of the 9th for the Tornadoes. Back in just a moment. Welcome back here to Gil Cohen Field, here for the top of the 9th inning. Averett Cougars down to the wire, seeing if they can cut down the lead from 10-3, tie this ball game up and send it to the bottom of the 9th. Got to cover a lot of ground with number 27, Matt Evans, out there on the mound, making quick work there in the top of the 8th. A quick 6-pitch inning, gave up 1 hit, but still retired the Averett Cougars in only 6 pitches. Brings to the plate number 27, Kevin Ziske, for his final trip of the day. Matt Evans having some success there in that 8th inning, getting on page with Kenny Pridmore, shaking his first sign, going with the second, looking like they're going away, and the pitch is just barely going to miss away, making it a 1-0 count here to Ziske in the top of the 9th inning. got to have our base runners on base for the Cougars here in the top of the 9th inning if they're looking to cut down this lead. The kick, and he deals, and that's going to be a base hit up the middle off of Matthew Evans there for number 27, Kevin Ziske. Ziske driving that ball up the middle, just out of reach of Davis Bryson, trying to get to that one up the middle, not able to make a play on it. Logan Clark coming in, getting that one back into the fielders there, but not able to make a play on it. Going to have a runner on first base here for the Tornadoes. Looking like Matthew Evans might have a little bit of an issue out here on the mound. Not sure exactly what's going on. Looks like his spike might have caught or something along that line. We'll give you an update here in just a second. Looks like he's going to try to stay in the game, shaking his hand out a little bit. Think he's all right, but that is a runner for the Averett Cougars. Man on first, nobody out here in the top of the 9th. Brings to the plate number 3, Caden Grider for the Averett Cougars here in the bottom of the 9th, or top of the 9th inning, excuse me. We'll see if Matthew Evans is all right with shaking that hand out. Going to make sure he's good here on the first pitch of the at-bat. Comes set, looking over there at first base. Delivers the first pitch, not quite as far as it needed to be. Breaking ball in the dirt there. Kenny Pridmore keeping it in front, getting down on one knee, blocking that ball up, keeping the runner honest over there at first base.
Yeah, let's see if Evans can get himself a ground ball here and roll a 2-ball and
high and
get
tight.
2 outs.
High and tight there from Evans on the second pitch of the at-bat, making it a 2-0 count. Hitters count there in favor of number 3, Caden Grider. We'll see if he's got anything for the Tornadoes. Like you said, Blake, a good old 6-4-3 double play right here is exactly what the Tornadoes need, as that one does catch the bottom of the strike zone for Matthew Evans, making it a 2-1 count now for number 3, Caden Grider. A ground ball here would be exactly what the Tornadoes ordered. If we could get one, that would be very, very nice. The pitch is going to come up just a little bit short again. Kenny keeping it there beside him, making it a 3-1 count. Another breaking ball in the dirt from Matthew Evans, requesting a new baseball. Must have not felt very great with that one. Slipped off the thumb on that breaking ball there after seeing 2 in the dirt. Never a bad idea to switch it up a little bit. Get a new ball there in rotation just to get a better feel for that pitch. We'll see if he can find the strike zone here. 3-1 with nobody out here in the top of the 9th inning. Runner on first base. Kicks and deals. Misses just a bit high and outside there to number 3, Caden Grider. Makes it first and second. Nobody away here in the top of the 9th. Here at Gil Cohen Field on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Brevard, North Carolina. Temperature up around 70 degrees here in the Appalachian Mountains of North Carolina on a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in February. A little bit unseasonably warm, if you will, here on opening weekend for the Tornadoes, but something we will never complain about. We've seen them very cold here on opening day, but Matthew Evans kicks and delivers, catching the strike zone there with the breaking ball to number 20, Mason Williams. That one snapped in there right at the last second. Saul Williams not necessarily there, ready to hit that pitch, bailing out a little bit. And we see a little bit of action there in the Tornado bullpen. Number 32, Pankowski up and moving again as Evans deals his second pitch of the at-bat. Just misses outside, barely not getting the corner there. Kenny did a good job trying to make that one look as good as he could, just not quite good enough to get the strike call. Leveling the count off there at 1-1 with nobody away here in the top of the 9th inning. Evans comes set, looks back there, checking the runner at second base, kicks and deals. And just misses down and away. Evans showing a little bit of emotion there on the mound. Going to have to try to keep that in check. Another one of those things that we like to work on here early in the season as a ball player. Very easy to let those emotions show, but never going to work in favor of you on that next pitch. Got to try to keep those in check as we keep working through here. But Matthew Evans kicks and deals and misses just a bit low again. Doing a better job there. Asking if he thinks that pitch is just a little bit low, and Kenny Pridmore confirming that that pitch is missing just a tad bit low. Number 20, Mason Williams, not the tallest guy in the lineup for the Cougars. Those pitches very, very close. Kicks and deals a 3-1 count and catches the inside corner. Does Matthew Evans to make that a 3-2 full count here with nobody away in the top of the 9th inning. Number 27, Kevin Ziske with a good lead out there off of second base. Davis Bryson holding him on over there at second base. But the pitch is swung on, driven out there to center field. Logan Clark tracking back, giving chase. Ziske tagging at second base. Clark coming up, making the throw to third base, and it's not going to be in time throw, just barely offline there from Logan Clark. Frankie Vasquez ready to make the tag, but the throw drew him just a bit away from the runner, making it first and third here at Gil Cohen Field in the top of the ninth inning, one away. Brings to the plate the lead-off man, number 1, Brant Brophy for the Averett Cougars. Looking to see if he can capitalize on an opportunity here with a runner in scoring position for the Cougars. Again, forgot to mention, had a defensive change. Again, Cale Ayler got pinch ran for there in the bottom of the 8th inning, bringing number 25, Colson Miller, over to play first base defensively for the Tornadoes as that pitch misses just barely up and inside to Brant Brophy. Evans not quite finding the zone as well as he was there in that first inning, pounding the zone there in that first inning, running into a little bit of adversity here. We'll see how he handles it. Comes set and deals, missing just high and inside again, not quite having the feel that he had there in that first inning. We'll see if he can find it here in a 2-0 count. You talked, Blake, about the importance of staying ahead in those counts, and you see how easy it is to get behind, and when we get behind, it gives those hitters an advantage knowing that we've got to give them a pitch they can hit.
Correct.
Matthew deals right here, 2-0. Fastball down the middle of the plate. Not taking a swing is Brant Brophy. Watching strike one there, taking the count to 2-1 here with one out in the top of the ninth.
Looking for a ground ball again here.
Ground ball would be the nail in the coffin
away
for the Cougars. As that one is flied into shallow center field. Logan Clark coming up trying to make a catch, not able to. Tried to deke a little bit to hold the runner up there at third base, but not able to do so. A run is going to come in and score. Number 27, Kevin Ziske, coming across the plate for the Averett Cougars, making that Tornado lead 10-4. Cutting it from 7-6, brings to the plate the second baseman, number 15, Trevor Testerman. One of the bigger kids there on the Averett Cougar lineup, looking to see if he can capitalize on a runner in scoring position out there in second base. But we keep saying it, the ground ball is all the Tornadoes need. Kick in the pitch, not handled by Kenny Pridmore. Throw down to second base is going to be not quite in time as we see both of those Averett Cougars move up on the little miscommunication there between Kenny Pridmore and Matthew Evans. That one there going to be scored as a pass ball on Kenny Pridmore, catching the mitt, not able to handle that one, and it squirts away down the third base line. Runners moving up to second and third. Evans comes set, kicks and deals, and not quite going to find his spot there, a little low and away. Kenny Pridmore working hard, keeping that one there in front of him, making it a 2-0 count with one away here in the top of the ninth inning. Going to have to wonder if we're going to see a little bit more action down there in the Tornado bullpen with Matthew Evans running into a little bit of adversity here. The pitch grounded down to third base and right between the legs of Frankie Vasquez. Not able to get down on top of that ball. Both runs going to come in to score for the Averett Cougars. E5 scored on Frankie Vasquez. Not able to get down on that one. Unfortunate for the Tornadoes. Could have gotten another out there. Probably was going to be a run either way, but now it is 2, and it is a 10-6 lead here for the Tornadoes in the top of the ninth. Looking to continue the success for the Averett Cougars is number 42, Chris Bird.
The Cougars are scratching back. They're scratching back a little bit. Hopefully Matt can settle down and settle in and try to get the final 2 outs that he needs.
Misses down and away just a little bit there to number 42, Chris Bird. But you talk about it consistently, that momentum is so important. The Averett Cougars taking it away from the Tornadoes here for one final time today, seeing if they can rally together and scratch away at this lead with one out here in the top of the ninth inning. One man on for the Cougars. Number 42, Chris Bird, enjoying a 2-0 count currently. Looking to see if he can get on base for the Cougars. Evans comes set. He kicks. He deals. Take in by Bird on the outer half of the plate there for strike number 1, making it a 2-1 count here with one away. You see the Tornadoes shading a little bit, taking advantage of the left-handed hitter, seeing if they are going to be able to take advantage of a little micro shift. You see Frankie Vasquez way off the line down there at third base. Luke Morton playing closer to up the middle. Davis Bryson shading over more towards the first base line, and Colson Miller holding that runner on over there at first base. The Tornadoes taking advantage of the left-handed hitter, seeing if they can be in the right place at the right time with Bird in the box. Evans comes set. Checks his runner at first. He delivers. Lifted down the third base line. Frankie Vasquez in pursuit. Going to have room to make the play, and he does. That is the second out here in the top of the ninth inning. Frankie Vasquez making up for that last one, getting over there into foul ground, reeling in that pop fly over there behind third base, over past the third base dugout, hoping to see the third out and final out of the ball game recorded here by Matthew Evans. Again, the Tornadoes with a 4-run lead here in the top of the ninth inning. The Averett Cougars scratching away, put up 3 already here this inning. The pitch is taken down and away by number 11, Gavin Colwell. Colwell had some success earlier in the ball game, looking to see if he can get on base for the Cougars here again. But Evans coming set here in the top of the ninth, looking to finish the deal, finish the game here for the Tornadoes. Strike one there on the outside corner for Matthew Evans. That one taken there by Gavin Colwell, evening the count at 1-1 with 2 away here in the top of the ninth. He comes set. He checks his runner. He delivers the pitch. And that ball is grounded down to Frankie Vasquez over at third base. He goes to second. It's going to be a 5-4 ground out to end the ball game, folks. That is another Tornado victory here at Gil Cohen Field, improving the Tornado record to 3-0 on the season, completing the sweep of the Averett Cougars here at Brevard College on opening weekend. Back here in just a moment with closing remarks. And Brett Burchett and Blake Burchett here again for the Tornadoes with a little bit of a post-game recap. Again, the Tornadoes coming out victorious in Game 3 of this series against the Averett Cougars, finishing this one off 10-6 there for the Tornadoes. Blake, any first opinions on this ball game?
Overall, great weekend for the boys. You know, had some freshmen that I saw that stepped up.
For sure.
Especially today with their first pitcher.
For sure.
Blake, he came out, gave the Tornadoes a
great chance
to win, and then went to the lefty,
Kalen Milstead.
The lefty, and he also gave the Tornadoes a chance to win. That's all you can ask for.
That's all you can ask out of those freshmen.
Overall, I think the year is going to be very good for these guys.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing how the year continues for the Tornadoes. But again, Blake Atchler coming out, having a showdown of an opening weekend performance there. Again, the freshman making his debut out of Concord, North Carolina, Cox Mill High School, former teammate in high school of the Tornado faithful, number 26, Cale Ayler. But Atchler comes out on his first day, throws 5 innings for the Tornadoes, 2 hit baseball, only gave up 2 earned runs, walked 2, but retired 6 of the Averett Cougars via the punch-out. Blake, what do you think that looks for going forward for the Tornadoes?
Looks awesome, man. It's really good. It gives you a 3-game starter that you have confidence in and that you can believe gets it done just as good as your game 1 starter, your game 2 starter. Solid all the way around.
For sure. Atchler came out, gave the Tornadoes a great chance to win, working multiple pitches there well. Works a good cutter, works a good sinker. Glad to see some success for the young guy. And then Kalen Milstead coming out of the bullpen there for the Tornadoes, getting the nod, the freshman lefty out of Johns Creek High School in Johns Creek, Georgia, coming in, giving the Tornadoes 2 innings of relief, only giving up 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 runs overall, but striking out 3 guys. Saw the Tornado young guys come out, retire quite a few guys via the punch-out. Matthew Evans coming in, closing up the deal for the Tornadoes on the defensive side, but we saw quite the spark on the offensive side for the Tornadoes as well. There in the first inning, putting up 3 runs for the Tornadoes, coming out, getting that scoring first. You know, we talk about that base 2 board and what everything stands for. S on that board is our score first. It's what we try to do every single game, set the tone in the way that we want it to be set. Of course, Frankie Vasquez coming out with a long ball there in the first inning, driving one out of the ballpark there to left field. Excited to see what he continues to do over the remainder of the season, Blake. Anybody standing out to you on the offensive side?
Yeah, Frankie, of course, he looks good. All the returners, they seem like they have returned and gotten better.
Absolutely.
And that's what you asked for. And, yeah, overall lineup's strong. I mean, when you can put, 16 runs up yesterday in Game 2, and then you put 10 up today.
Absolutely. Tornadoes scoring 29 runs over the course of 3 games here on opening weekend. Never can be upset about the offensive production when you've got numbers like that. But, Tornado fans, we thank you for being here with us on opening weekend here at Gil Cohen Field. We appreciate you watching and attending our games here at Brevard College and on the beautiful campus up here in Brevard, North Carolina. Coming at you next week will be Brady Penn and Eli Carr back up here in the box. Tornadoes, we look forward to it. Thanks. Bye-bye.